Go ahead.
Obviously, two things. So what I want to do, this is a fucking long shot. Talking
Okay.
about long distance communication. So,
Take a shot.
what I want to do, and this is okay. So first, what I want to do is go because nothing seems to be really working. She can't hear me. Tazzol will try to, even though he technically can't hold her hand or anything. He'll put his hand toward where hers would be, and at the same, he'll kneel down, put his hand where hers would be, and put one hand on the ground, being on one knee, and he'll beg for. I can't remember his name. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but I'll beg for the gang to help out.
Gomez?
Gomez.
You're asking for Gomez?
I will literally long shot call for Gomez to show up to help out. And
Tazzol.
Assistance and long distance call.
Roll me. Animal handling.
Oh my god, if this...
Down the tunnel. Alright, whoops, that's not what I meant to put out. First thing that emerges down the tunnel is a set of creatures. The two of you are having difficulty discerning as a set look like, but they look quadrupedal and very dark colored as they mounce their way down the tunnel.
No, for fuck's sake.
It would be this. God damn it.
They are snarling and sniffing the air, seemingly aware that something is here. They emit faint light, which you should be able to discern.
Kendra would actually know exactly what these are.
Yes, Kendra's past would, well, let's, Kendra, in the heat of the moment with your stress, make me a history check to see how much you can discern about the familiarity of these creatures. You should know quite a bit, but let's see if you can keep it under stress. They are very familiar to you, but the details of what they're capable of are like difficult to think through while you're stressed out.
Even from my history and being a fire type trainer.
Oh, you're right. I forgot their fire type. Never mind. Yes, okay. Kendra recognizes. I forgot these two. I thought they were dark, pure dark.
No.
Kendra, you know. Kendra, you know.
Exactly.
You know very much so what a Houndoom is. You know more so that these two particular Houndooms are a little too big for their britches. They're not supposed to be quite this big. These are alpha-sized Houndooms.
Oh, God.
Shit.
And you know, from being a fire type trainer and familiar with these creatures, you have about, I'm going to say 10 seconds, because that's one turn, before they smell where you are.
Okay.
What's the plan?
I'm gonna have Marshall and Fister jump out. So I'm gonna have Fister pop out right here. Marshall in front, and they're gonna attack them at the same time.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Surprise attack.
It is a surprise attack, which is automatic advantage.
Yep. Good.
Who am I gonna roll first? Interesting.
It would be advantage anyway because you surrounded them, but it's surprise.
So we'll do Fister first.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an Astonish.
Do it. Roll it up.
Fucking so scared.
I know that it's stressful. Welcome to D&D.
Oh, great. Lovely.
You don't want to die. All right.
Okay. Mr. Fisher.
15 is not enough. Oh, wait, no, it's 9 and 10. Anyway, not enough. Fister jumps out of the ground, but this thing with its enhanced dark vision is just immediately aware and is able to evade the attack, now being very much focused on Fister.
I'm doing a nut slap with Marshall.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Please. Okay, 19.
Yeah. Mud slap is enough to hit. Let's see how much damage you do.
2d4.
Okay. And a reasonably solid hit to this Houndoom as it winces in pain from the mud slap attack.
And he has a -1 to his attack rolls.
Fantastic. As he winces in pain from the mud slap attack, you hear the sound of something twirling through the air. Oh, it's a crit with the advantage because the Houndoom is on one side of him. You hear something twirling through the air, and a dark, blackened bone with green flames comes soaring out of the darkness and smashes the back of Mr. Fister's skull. I can tell you from the amount of damage and the fact that this is super effective, Mr. Fister fades into a puddle into the ground.
Oh my god.
And a certain creature which you also recognize walks out of the darkness to assist the Houndooms.
Hunter, did you just kill?
To be determined. In the moment, you gotta know. All you know, from, let's say this, from Kendra's perspective, Mr. Fister was just murdered by a Pokemon she recognizes.
This Marowak's a dick.
Mm-hmm. So, now it's your turn, Tazzol.
I wanna Nickelback to
No. Whoa. Bad. I mean, he's part steel ground, so
Yeah, he's steel rock.
wisely.
Yeah, I want to try to rock. That's gonna suck dick. But I want to try to God, it's trash. I wanted to try to
I'm a little curious how much damage that would have done. Let me just check real quick. I just want to make sure I didn't cheat you out of something there. Let's see how much damage that would have done. Let's see. Should Mr. Fister have been one shot by that? Yeah. 39 ghost damage.
Oh my god. That's crazy. A rock tomb, the same one that she attacked. The Houndooms.
You can just hear, it's in silence, but you can hear from the silence that Kennedy is just like sweating bullets.
I think I am in real
What a
life.
start.
I'm so fucking scared right now.
Shit.
What a start. All right, come on, Tazzle, what you doing?
Nickelback's
Marshall?
Rock tomb, the top one.
Okay.
Top
Marshall
one.
will have seen this happen, and he is just, for lack of a better term, just pissing himself in the middle of the hallway, like,
You're like, what the fuck, dude?
and just to add even more to the Kendra is ridiculously pissed off and scared here, as the recognizable figure with the glowing green bone steps into the cave where Mr. Fister just fell. He steps onto the mask, crushing it into the dirt.
The fucking Marowak?
Mm-hmm.
Why are Marowaks so douchey and cool at the same time? Ugh.
I'm waiting for an attack from you, Nickelback.
It's his rock tomb's a strength save versus 12.
It's a strength. Oh, okay. I didn't know you needed a save from me.
Sorry,
I
forgot.
You need a strength saving throw versus a 12. Okay.
Yeah, that was
His strength modifier is going to be one of. Does he have? No, it's on Dex throws. He has advantage. All right. His strength looks like this. Okay.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank fucking god. All right. So
We'll say Marshall has succeeded in injuring one of his legs. and so he is not quite as beefy as he should be.
He is now restrained, and he's going to take 2d8 plus 2. So let me get my advanced dice roller.
He should take more than that, honestly, because it's a rock type move, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He'll take double damage.
Would it be double? Because he's, what is he?
It is double.
Alright, so 2 die.
But you don't roll double, but it will be double.
Alright, so I'll do this first. Oh, thank God.
I just have to check how a move works while you're doing this.
They'll be restrained too. And then it automatically succeeds if he fails. Restraint of failure, or half as much without being.
Holy shit. Alright, that's OP. Alright, so you did 13 rock damage. And you have restrained me. Alright. That top Houndoom is having a bad time. I want a perception check from you, Kendra. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure.
He feels just as much as I do. What do you got, Piplup?
Piplup's a good
He's a good one.
Perception.
Yep. Perception just from you. And it's because of the direction you're facing, I need this from you. Alright, Kendra, you are able to discern a flash of somehow darker than the darkness around you, just blitz past both Pokemon, past Marshall, and all the way to behind Tazzol, who is immediately grappled by one of the sisters.
No fucking way, dude. Are you kidding?
She holds her hand perfectly flat and straight, and you see one of her nails elongate into a spear-like entity that presses against your throat, hard enough to draw a little blood.
Oh, man. I knew they were OP.
On the Houndoom's turn, he's going to make a strength throw to get out of this. He's not actually able to break out of your rocks, but the other one is going to run right up to Marshall while this guy runs up. And behind them, two new individuals emerge.
Oh, of course you did.
Who the fuck is that? Is that Clay in his new form? Oh my god. So good, it's so scary.
Seemingly understanding the situation and that they've been ambushed. You see Clay point at Marshall before he looks down at the mask of what was once a Fister and stamps his heel into it. And you see the mask crack.
What a douche. Scramble.
I'm going to give
egg.
Kendra another turn now.
Actually,
They use their turn to assess the situation. We're headed back to you. What's going on?
Funny fun fact, in Resident Evil 4, there's a thing where it's funny she has Scramble because one of the guys, you can actually throw at his picture eggs, and it's an achievement. And then
That's funny.
In his boss fight, when you shoot him a bunch of times, he goes down into like that mode where you can do as much damage as possible. If you throw 2 golden eggs at him, you instantly beat him. You throw it in his face.
That's amazing. I actually didn't know that.
We're gonna egg this bitch. Come on, Kendra.
Kendra, you're very quiet. I'm going to give you another turn to do as you please. They use their turn assessing the situation. One of them blitzed Tazzol. What are you up to, buddy? Marshall's doing something. What is Marshall trying to do?
Water gun.
On whom?
The Cubone.
All right. That is not going to cause damage to Marowak.
Of course it's not.
Just shy.
I'm gonna do Firebolt now.
Okay.
At advantage.
See, you can't plan crits like that, but my god, did that set the timbre for this episode.
Oh god,
I'm shaking. I'm so mad. Like, physically.
yeah.
You're just so unbelievably mad at Clay right now. Speaking of which, let me add their name tags so you can see who is who here.
Actually, what I'm going to do too is Piplup is going to move up here.
So, okay.
And he's going to, this is just a quick little thing, he's going to water sport.
Firebolt, what did you try to do?
Flame burst.
You tried to do a flame burst? This is a good time for you to know. This creature is hit by your flames, and they are absorbed into the Houndoom, seemingly stoking his own fire even further.
That's that fucking ability.
Kendra, as a fire type trainer, you will be aware that you are facing a creature with flash fire. So hitting him with a fire type move will, if you actually hit him, you didn't in this case hit him, so it won't activate, but that was the hint that he has it. If you do
Make a wisdom save.
what's that?
Make a whiz save.
Who and what are you using? That Houndoom, what are you using against him?
Hypnosis.
For a moment, you see his eyes kind of glaze over, and then you will become aware that because of his dual typing, he is immune to psychic attacks.
I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm so mad.
Dark types are immune to psychic.
They are.
Oh wait, you know what? I'm wrong. He's only immune to psychic damage. You can actually still hypnosis him. I just fact checked that. Yeah, because it's a status move, not an attack move. He's immune to psychic damage. He's not immune to psychic effects.
Okay.
He rolled a 5, so that actually will put him to sleep.
Piplup water sported, so that's just going to reduce all fire damage no matter whatever they are. They become
half as much.
Better, yeah.
Super effective becomes regular, and regular becomes resist. So that's your whole team is covered.
Yeah, resistant becomes immune.
Yep, your whole team is an extra level resistant to fire.
Hunter, I'm gonna walk up, and I can't move my person, because I want the light. I'm gonna walk up to the Houndoom, and then pull it around the corner while it's unconscious, and I'm gonna tie its basically hog tie it and tie its mouth shut with rope.
So I'm gonna need 2 things from you to do that. Make me a strength check so you can drag the Houndoom. It's still a 100-pound dog, so it's got a little heft behind him.
Can I roll at advantage because he's asleep?
Well, it's not making him easier to carry.
Fair enough.
Okay. Kendra is able to drag the Houndoom, and I'm actually not going to make you roll the other check because you're a fire type trainer. You're smart enough not to touch its belly. So, Kendra, you can, where do you want him to go? Ping for me where you're trying to put him. I'll see how far, I'll see if you can get him that far in one turn or if they're going to have a reaction to it. You just want to get him, you want to get him where Firebolt's there?
I just want him around the corner so that way I don't get shot by either of the other 2.
So you want him down here, below you.
I was just around the corner so they can't see, so I can hog tie this motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah, you just dragged him down the tunnel. He's now behind you and tied up. Tazzol, you have a turn to react. Noting that Cassandra
Yep.
is currently pressing a razor-like nail into the side of your throat.
When she first does that, I'm gonna be like, when she first starts grappling, I'm gonna say, this seems familiar.
In response to your quip, she leans in and with a terrible smelling breath that smells of necrosis and rot. She leans in close enough to like whisper in your ear and she goes, "The red means I love you." As you feel a trickle of warm red blood down your neck. What's your plan, Tazzol?
That's pretty good stuff.
It is at this point, Chloe realizes that she's been blitzed, and she turns around in realization is like, oh. She's terrified. She doesn't know what to do.
I'm gonna tell her to do her thing, I guess. And shit, I can't even think of. I mean, I have so many different options.
I didn't mean to make this such a this has become so complicated. Like, Kennedy's fucking raging out, and Tazzol's like, "Fuck!"
That is literally why I'm not fucking talking right now.
This is so good.
This is not good. If Fister's dead, I'm literally gonna cry. I'm not kidding.
We don't know if Fister's dead yet. She'd be okay.
Oh man. Oh shit.
Can I give him a hint?
You can give him a hint. Sure.
Tazzol, we bought knives. Remember this.
Yeah, but was he clever enough to take the knife out before he had a frickin' knife against his throat?
No, I didn't.
If you have a
I
knife
probably wouldn't
on
know that though, because it's pretty. Mine was
Like-
really concealing.
You probably have it hidden. So, if you would like to attempt to draw it on her, it's going to be sleight of hand because she already has you in a grapple. Can you do it without her noticing, encountering you?
First.
Okay.
Before that, Chloe do her thing.
Trigger her.
Chloe.
You're triggered.
I don't know if I'm fucking this up, but I want her to try to bullet seed Marowak.
Bullet seed is a good type move.
To what?
Grass type. But you can certainly try. I stole that one from Matt Mercer. You like that one? Go ahead and roll it for me.
The resistance memory is coming into play.
Go ahead and roll it for me.
Would I get advantage? No, not advantage because Marshall's just
They're both in front, so no advantage. Chloe is not able to strike the Marowak, as it is very capable of defending itself against such attacks. Not a single pellet does any discernible damage.
Grab the bone.
Yeah, grab the yeah, go get it.
Eat the bone.
Eat the bone.
Actually, yeah, Regina's gonna run up and is going to assist. Help out Marshall in this. And he will touch the bite.
You can try. Go ahead. Who's the Gleek? Why the Gleek roll? What?
Hit G in Gleek's new. Grey Wind. I have to
Gotcha.
like G down.
Bleak. Okay, 17 is actually enough to hit, so you may.
Credit.
Crit. She's so mad, she wants death.
He does a little more damage, but still
Well, it's 22 because it's dark type.
yeah, dark type.
She is correct. It is a sizable amount of damage to this creature. It is obviously pained by the fangs of Grey Wind.
It should be stunned 15 plus, right? Or is that
It's 18.
Negative 18 on a bite.
18 plus.
Fuck.
18 or 20 on a natural is flinch. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, and you have a Piplup remaining.
Piplup, do your thing.
I think Piplup knows Bubble.
He does have
But-
bubble. He's got power.
Bubble, which is now at disadvantage because you have no line of sight. But
Right. Still 3 attacks at least. Let's get decent strength.
Wait,
but-
Tazzol.
Yeah.
Hold on.
what are you doing?
Did you get my message?
What are you hiding from me?
None of your business, bitch.
I could try. I don't know if it'll work though.
That is up to you. You can either do that and get potential rock and ground damage, or you can roll at disadvantage.
Rocket storm, rocket storm,
rocket storm. Rocket Stone. Alright. Shit.
That is up to you. You can hold off if you wish. Worst comes to worst, you miss.
I just don't think that would do damage enough to cause that to happen.
It causes. Well, you never know.
That's a good attempt. You know what? Alright, I'm gonna actually.
Do, Steve.
Piplup's gonna. I got someone else that's gonna do that. That can't do that. So. I will have Piplup bubble Marowak first.
Okay.
This is not an advantage. Is it disadvantage or just straight? Oh, he's got no line of sight, so he has to move up a little bit. I'll move up. Nope. He's not gonna
Well, his
manage.
his no line of sight is not from distance. His no line of sight is that you've now blocked any path of attack to the creature you're attacking.
Right.
As his firebolt can just barely see.
Well, these guys don't know he's here yet.
Would I roll it at
Well-
disadvantage?
to be fair, Miss Kendra, firebolt does emit light.
Yeah, but so does this Houndoom and this Marowak.
Also true. So these two, right? Everyone over here does not know.
Don't know he's there.
These three over here do not know he's there, but Marowak is aware because Marowak has direct line of sight.
How you
I guess I
doing,
can
you
still
bitch?
try.
Good.
I guess I'll still attempt it.
Try it, because pretty soon I'm gonna move on from you. It's gonna be their turn.
I'm gonna do a straight, or you want me to do disadvantage?
My vote here is disadvantage due to the nature of Piplup's lack of battle experience and lack of line of sight.
Yeah.
Lack of battle experience? I don't know about that.
Oh, Piplup was a home animal until you guys adopted them, so...
Yes, but we found him in Carnage, and he won, so...
No, he survived, was the hint. He was broken. He was very broken.
So
He survived. And he missed.
Oh wait, I would roll that 3 times. No?
That's true. Okay, you missed your first bubble.
Alright, so first bubble sucks. Second one is also trash.
Missed your second bubble, even worse.
Whoa!
Yes!
Are you kidding me? It's still a fail because it's 10, it's not 20.
Disadvantage.
I fucking hate you. I hate you so...
So fucking, dude, that would have been so good.
It was a sizable, magnanimous bubble, but all I did was wet the back of Marshall, who does not care. He's like, "Ooh."
He's like, that's...
He gets powered up like fucking Thor shooting lightning into the back.
Ah, yeah, okay. It is their turn. Kendra,
What the fuck do you want, motherfucker?
I need from you. You have 2 choices. I need perception, or I need athletics.
Athletics as it is.
Okay.
+8.
All right, Kendra, you see a small black tendril of wispy smoke just in time for you to roll your body out of the way as Bella is just transported next to you. She attempts to grab you in the same way, but is not as good at this trick as Cassandra. You are able to avoid being grabbed.
Can you turn this fucking light off? I can't see.
You know what? For the purposes of this fight, sure.
Thank you. Give me something while I'm failing miserably at life.
For the purposes of this fight, I'm going to go into my light token, and here I'll give you some... are these lighting the area up for you? How's that?
That doesn't help because I don't have that much fucking line of vision. I can't see.
Okay, so
That's
instead of that, how about I'll just give you 360 for now so you can see what's going on.
Thank you. That's all I ask. Jesus, thank you. Fucking Christ.
Alright, all I could see was Cassandra's feet. I was like, this is all. I'm dying. I'm gonna die. This is all I'm seeing. Fucking.
Well, now you guys can at least, even though your characters may not be able to tell, you know what's going on now.
Yeah.
Let's see if Houndoom is able to wake up. That Houndoom is still asleep down there, the one you have hogtied.
Let me know when Nickelback's turn.
The one that is not is going to run right up next to Marshall. He is restrained, so he needs to make a strength check to move first.
And then,
So his strength check is going to look like this. He needs to beat a 12 to move. He does beat a 12, so he's moving. So he moves up here. He had no idea Firebolt was there, so he's going to get himself surrounded. And Kendra, for the first time in clear line of view, you spot the bastard himself. And shivers down Kendra's spine.
Oh, yes.
No, Taz, no, fuck off.
It's not Biplop's turn yet. It's not. There's a Nickelback.
And
Also, I will have you know, Kendra doesn't know that Mr. Fister is down right now.
that's true. I thought Kendra saw it happen.
Nope, I was not in direct line of sight. He was over here.
Oh, so you don't even know where Mr. Fister is. Kendra,
No.
make me an intelligence check.
I'll get you a cone. You don't have to bark, baby girl.
Do 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 do. All right, she doesn't quite figure that out yet either. She just doesn't know where Mr. Fister is right now.
She's
This-
freaking out because Bella's here, Clay is here, and fucking she doesn't know where Fister is.
Mhm, 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 mhm. he gets to try this particular move of his 3 times because there are 3 enemies left. This Houndoom's going for a beat up on Marshall. Only one of his beat ups hit.
Okay.
All right, that's going to be 1d6 plus 6 dark damage. You take 12 dark damage, Marshall.
Yeah.
As this Houndoom rams a horn into your stomach. The other one's asleep, and Greywind, you fucked with Marowak. Marowak is going to show off a new trick of his. He's also going to make 2 attacks at you. As you see him prime the bone in his hand, line it up, and throw it at incredible force toward Greywind. And it only hits him. He's able to dodge the first hit, but he doesn't realize that it's coming back, and it conks him in the back of the head. This is going to take 1d6 plus 6 as well for this attack. And this is ground damage. That's 9 ground damage, Greywind. And Kendra, you realize Bella, though she did not manage to grapple you, has left a scratch on your shoulder. Just a small, like, cat scratch. And you can see, as you're not paying attention to this blackened figure behind you, she licks that little red line off of her fingernail. And sort of runs a sharpened tongue along the outside of her lip.
Fucking sick bitch.
Goodness, you're bleeding.
Fuck you.
So, with that, Kendra, you're up here.
Marshall's gonna do another mud slap.
Okay.
At advantage.
Okay. Okay.
Of course. And you now have a -2 to your attacks on that Houndoom.
Right. Okay. Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, probably not, because that particular Houndoom is not going to be in the fight much longer.
God damn it. As long as he misses. Because I know how that goes.
So, what else is happening on this turn, Kendra? You've got Firebolt, and you've got Scramble.
Scramble his face.
Scramble is like one conscious turn of the Houndoom away from being actually Scramble.
Hit Clay with an egg.
That's such a funny idea.
He's just standing there and just this fucking egg flies out.
You can see Clay now. You know he's here. Standing behind his fucking Marowak that you hate so.
Go, baby. Switch it to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my coffee, girl. You smart.
I'm gonna go a. Fuck me. I'm gonna go in for a scratch on this Houndoom.
Fantastic. Yeah, plenty. Plenty.
What is it? The girls, please. Thank you. For fuck's sake.
Or 16 damage. Okay. Boom. Okay. So Firebolt lands a nasty claw attack,
Nice.
rending into this particular hound who has taken quite a beating so far.
Scramble. What the fuck do I do with you?
Yeah, right.
Bleak.
Honestly, yeah.
Bleak. Bleak.
One too many ice cubes.
Hunter.
Bleak.
Mm. Have Bella make a whiz save.
Have Bella make a wisdom save. Okay. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep... there's no real way to do that. All right. I was going to say I'll keep her modifier hidden from you, but let's see what she gets. 17.
Nothing. Okay.
Nice try, though. Getting, stunning the trainers out would be a good idea. If I don't have Atticus, I just put everybody to sleep.
I guess, Tazzol, it's your turn.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because unless Kendra's going to personally do something, she's out of moves.
There you go.
I'm gonna go into Phoenix time and go over here.
For your ability, that is still going to require something here.
I can do athletics for dodging and shit.
In this particular, you could do athletics if you want to try to dodge. That's not so much Phoenix time. If what you're trying,
Maneuvering around.
if what I think,
Around.
so what you're trying to do, okay, you're just trying to use the augmented physical attributes to get there. Okay. Then athletics is fine. I thought your intention was to pull a version of what Bella did to you a second ago.
To Clay.
I don't know how to fucking do this.
So, athletics is fine. You're going to have to dodge past an angry Houndoom and a vigilant Marowak.
Do you want to hold your action?
In Phoenix time.
During Phoenix time, correct. Well, without Phoenix time, I would just straight say if you're not capable, so. There's no way Marowak would let you to Clay if you were not in Phoenix time.
Do you want...
Okay. But you are able
Chloe?
to blitz past Houndoom, who doesn't even realize. Marowak takes a swing at you, but misses, and you land here.
Wings out, bitch.
Okay.
Hold on, Hunter. This is a perfect time. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Oh, you've deleted yourself. Why have you deleted yourself? Ah,
Oh, yeah, woo!
alternate outfit.
I forget what the version is, but you have the name, right?
Gangster.
Alternate
Original Dean
outfit.
Gangster.
As she sheds her overcoat.
The Claire
Imagine
Redfield Kendra.
Fucking wings. I can't see now, so you'll have to.
As
Excuse me.
I'll have to give you some light here. I'll give you vision. I'm gonna give you vision. I'm gonna give you low light at a distance of 20 feet. Boom. Now you can see. Clay, realizing in part from the glow that you are now behind him, is going to face you, just sort of crack his neck and be like, "Hi, dear. We need to talk."
You can shove it up your ass.
Tazzol, your turn.
So Chloe go up top, and she's gonna actually go up right above Marowak and see if she can bring down one of the. What are they called again?
Stalactites.
Stalactites. I always get that and the other one mixed up. So I'm trying
Hey,
to
Tazzle.
Stalactites are tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites might grow big one day.
Hey, Tazzle.
Remind it.
She's gonna rock smash the.
On your command for Chloe to go attack Marowak, you feel a second knife-like finger, this time pressed deep enough into your neck that you can feel it start to hurt. And you're, now, let's talk.
What's the matter, Cassandra? You don't like tactics in these fights?
Well, they'd rather cheat.
I'm a bit of a sore.
Years ago.
I'm a bit of a sore loser, you see.
I remember.
And having a knife in your neck is a wonderful feeling. Do us both a favor, Tazzle. Dear little brother. Call the patrol.
Fuck.
Strength check.
Shit, I have such shitbag strength. It's like a fucking...
he's not very strong, so this is going to be hard.
Fuck's sake.
I'm like a fourth-grade boy. Alright, so what I'm gonna do...
Oh!
Hunter,
Go ahead.
better not have been you.
Go ahead.
Is she my
That
size?
better have been
Is she
Tazzle.
my size, or is she big?
She
Does
is.
she shrink?
She's about the same. She's about the same size as you.
Okay. I remember the whole shrinking. He would notice all that weird shit that they did.
Yeah, she's about the same size as you right now.
All right. God.
Hey, while this is happening, hey Kendra. Based on where you're standing, dear, could you roll me a perception check? A certain glimmer catches your eye as you notice Clay standing on something white. And as you just dart your eyes down very quickly to not avert your gaze from Clay for very long, you see a very familiar mask, and you watch the little red glow from one of the eye sockets fade away. And with that knowledge, what are you up to, Tazzle?
Can I attempt to give her a nice elbow in the side?
Yeah. You certainly can try. Would you like to make an attack on her? Make an unarmed attack?
Yeah.
Okay. You may certainly try. I don't know how Kennedy reacted to that because she's so quiet, but I'm so curious.
Alright, fuck. Just to kind of break the hold if possible. It's kind of like I guess this would be kind of more like a grapple break, but...
Okay, grapple break is also fair. That won't do any damage to her, but...
But it's kind of like an elbow rollout to hopefully...
You can certainly attempt to break the grapple with a strength check.
The nail of death. Alright. So, my strength's so trash bag. I get one. Oh my god! Woo!
Yes!
Bitch game on!
Tazzle, you are able to nail her arm out of the way without it pressing into your neck, and sort of roll out of the way and get some distance on her to where you're facing her now. And she sort of just cocks her head to the side with this little bit of defiance you have. You can still see her hand outreached about where it was knocked away. She just sort of cocks her head sideways and hits this very maniacal-looking smile where these two long white fangs are very apparent to you.
Oh, man.
You are free of the grapple.
I'll obviously pull out my knife, I hope, unless that's... Would that be a free action? You want me to have to use that as
It
a
is
action?
absolutely a free action to equip the weapon, sure.
I don't have a branch!
There is a deep, unsettling chuckle from Cassandra as she sort of chimes at you. What are you gonna do with that?
You know, I actually don't know. Never had to use this before. But new things are always fun. Apparently you found some new stuff.
You can say it. Her voice lowers about 3 octaves as she goes, you could say it.
Oh. I know, Chloe. It's scary.
So if it makes you feel any better, Kendra, this situation...
now.
If it makes you feel any better, Kendra, this situation is equally terrifying for Tazzol.
Yeah, and I'm... Well, yeah. So Chloe, at this point, Chloe can still continue to go up and rock.
Sure. You as Tazzol are no longer under any physical danger by having Chloe do something.
Alright. Yeah, okay, so, sorry. Let me, I gotta double check what her strength is. 1, okay. Plus 1. I know, Chloe, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
What do you...
17 on the stalactite. It was a stalactite.
Yeah, you're attempting to break the stalactite? Sure. It's going to require a dodge check from my buddy here.
Who is at disadvantage because he's preoccupied.
I'll allow it.
Yes!
I'll allow it. Let's see if he can dodge your stalactite.
Fuck!
With a 15 on the low, he is able to get out of the way of the falling stalactite that you were successful in knocking down.
Oh, I thought he was going...
But in doing so,
17.
he needs to step out of Greywin's melee range, which will allow you an opportunity attack.
You're not Greywin, bite his asshole! Give him a new one. Or rip him a new one, I guess you could say. That's an old saying.
Rip him a new one.
And he's at a wall. Put him here. Put him here. So he's at a wall. Move Greywin here.
He was here, now he's here. Oh, you want to back Greywin against the wall.
Here, so he's backed against the wall.
Right,
he's backed against Clay.
Clay's there.
Advantage.
Sorry, I got a bite. I got a bite. So let me go back.
Yeah, it is just an opportunity. The opportunity attack is not an advantage because he wasn't there when the opportunity attack was initiated, but in the future it will be.
12.
Oh, missed your opportunity attack. Okay. You have Nickelback and you have Piplup.
Oh, Nickelback is gonna actually. So he broke out of that, so I can't do Rock Tomb auto hit anymore. So because he broke.
Correct. He got out.
And he can, and Nickelback can't see the other Houndoom. Well, Houndoom's still tied up.
Yeah.
You don't know because neither of you has eyes on him anymore. You left him alone with Bella.
Oh my god! Fuck.
I fucking hate my life.
I'm so afraid Bella's gonna come up and fucking attack me, and it's gonna be a 2v1.
You guys think I am such a bastard. I love it.
Who?
You think I'm such a bastard. I love it.
It's so much fun, but that's how
Because you fucking are.
That's what makes it so fun and terrifying.
Oh my god. Kenny, why are you so mad? It's only him.
Fuck you.
Just imagine if we didn't have Pokemon and it was just 2v3. It's even worse.
Tazzle, move!
So Piplup will move up on the 15. And
Sure.
he will... And can he see the Houndoom, or is he still... Is the Houndoom... I mean, at this point, I don't know.
Through the wall of other bullshit? No.
I can't see because it's still kind of... No, all these...
Firebolt
lighten
can
up the
see.
line. I was gonna say...
Oh, Firebolt and Scramble can see what's happening, sure, but the two of you as trainers have no idea. And Piplup also can't, from his perspective.
And Piplup knows how to kind of somewhat fight for his life, so... he will bubble that Houndoom with one attempt.
So if you're attempting a bubble on the Houndoom, you'd use all 3 attacks. It's not a splittable attack.
That's real. Oh yeah, you're right. It's not a splittable. It's not the one. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think Swift is the splittable one.
Swift is one of the splittable attacks, yep.
Wait.
Bonerang is also splittable.
Oh, then I fucked up last time with Krabby, because remember I bubbled in 3 different directions, even though it was weak as fuck? You were like,
We
who cares?
allowed it for rule of cool, but
Oh, yeah.
in a situation like this, it will drastically change the way the battle works, so we have to stick to the...
At a target, yeah. Okay, sorry, okay, all right, here we go. So... I gotta get this dex. Fuck, I keep forgetting that dex. Let's see, plus 1.
That's one miss.
Would that be advantage?
Yes.
Okay, let me just... This will be the second one. Nope, still trash bags.
So just roll me 2 d20s for a second bubble. You can roll 2 at the same time. You can do 2 d20s.
Oh,
That's
shit, I hit the last roll. I changed it up top and re-rolled it.
So you need... So far, all misses. You have one more try.
No.
Yeah, all misses. Piplup accomplished no hits.
You're gonna be so good someday.
We'll see about that.
If he ever makes it 10-4.
We'll see if Ichovuya Abrol will do anything.
Why is that name so cool and fucking weird at the same time? Alright.
Nickelback.
Nickelback is gonna fucking... You know what? Fuck it. He's gonna attempt to rock tune... Yes, he's gonna rock tune, Maribel.
Okay.
Strength check 12. Just gonna go right through it, but
Who's making a strength throw? This guy?
Marowak.
Marowak needs a strength. Oh, see, I didn't have that one. Oh. That is a bad choice.
I know this.
Negative.
Fuck.
As well, it's a success on his save, so what does that mean now?
He still takes, I believe he still takes 2 half damage.
Okay.
Half damage.
Strength saving throw against taking damage becoming restrained on a failure, or half as much without being restrained on a success.
Okay. Cool. So roll the damage, and he'll take half. He'll actually take...
Half of that, so 5.
Yep. So... He'll actually take the
What
full.
move did you use?
He'll
Hold
take
on.
the...
That was rock
He'll take the full because he would have taken double.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll take 4.
So he takes 10.
It's my turn now.
It is their turn.
It is their turn.
Mm-hmm. It is their turn. And starting with Mr. Marowak, who is currently surrounded by bullshit. You've got me surrounded, you poor bastards. Greywind, you're going to be taking a bone club here. Noticing a fellow dark type, the fire deactivates and turns into a regular smack of a bone club. And with Greywind's AC, that's a hit. And with Greywind, you're going to... You take 13 ground damage, Greywind.
Right.
That could have killed you, but it did not. And Firebolt and Scramble will have seen Bella untie her Houndoom, who is now awake. Lunges towards Scramble, teeth dripping with fire. Absolutely dripping. A fire fang cometh.
Scatter.
Scatter. A fire fang which is dodged by scattering into a collection of loose eggs. You hear?
Yes!
You just hear a cry of clink, and they just scramble against the wall. So none of them get hit.
Rolling around like a fucking egg. Or a football. How annoying is that shit?
Hunter, did you roll to see if he came out of hypnosis?
I did.
Okay.
I did. He rolled himself an 18, believe it or not.
Fuck you. Okay.
Which is the only reason he got to play that turn. The untie allowed him to move, but the get to play was from the 18 roll. The other Houndoom is doing a beat up against Marshall,
Which fails.
which is not successful. Oh, he's supposed to roll 3 of those because there's 3 remaining enemies. 1 for him. So 2 beat up hits. 2 beat up hit. Oh, one crit. So we got 1d6 plus 10, and we got 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 10, 1d6 plus 4. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 14. Marshall, you take 24 dark damage from that Houndoom. 2 horns, wham wham. 2 large bruises on Marshall's chest. There was a kick that went with it, but the kick whiffed.
Oh, thank God.
Kendra, you noticed a certain white mask lose the light in its eye. And Clay, still standing on that mask, is looking you dead in the eyes and said, "We need to talk."
You need to get
It is your
fucking
turn.
skull boy because that's my necromancy helmet.
I'm gonna have my Pokemon go first.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do Firebolt first.
Love it. What's he doing?
I'm going to have him do this. I'm gonna have him signal for Scramble to back up.
Mm-hmm. Scramble, so that is up a wall, so Scramble can't go that way.
You know what I mean. It's not actually up a wall, but he's like right next to him. But I can't do that, so there's that.
Well,
And
you also can't do that by the rules of the game, but okay, go ahead, walk me through what you're doing.
And then he's gonna shoot a Dragon Rage at the ceiling. Here, right above the Houndoom.
Dragon Rage at the ceiling.
And this corridor. So he's gonna aim for the ceiling here, which with blast radius would also hit this Houndoom and Bella. I think. Hold on, let me double check that.
Okay.
100 feet long, 5 feet wide.
There is a line of sight, which makes that work. So I don't know what the aim at the ceiling you're hoping for.
I am looking for this entryway to collapse.
Okay. If your goal is to collapse the entryway, you cannot also be attempting to do damage with it. It will take aiming at the ceiling to collapse the entryway, not aiming at them. So what is your intention here?
I think the ceiling's supposed to do the damage. And
Are you trying to collapse the ceiling on the Houndoom?
Yes.
But then
Okay.
I'll have that be the cause of also blocking it.
So I'm going to roll him.
Blocking off Bella so she can't get over here.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a dodge for the Houndoom to dodge the falling ceiling.
Do you want me to roll damage?
Well, you didn't attack anything. You attacked the ceiling.
Bella just
So
runs over here and
it doesn't take you got it. It doesn't take Firebolt any effort to attack the ceiling. He's capable. 13. What is the move modifier for Dragon Rage for you? It doesn't matter because it's roll for. I think it's is it a strength move? Firebolt strength is not okay. So we're gonna go off the odds to hit. The Houndoom notices the problem. He still gets hit by some of the falling debris, but he doesn't get buried under it. So roll me. Let's do a D10 worth of falling rocks. Okay, he only gets hit by a little bit.
Fucking kidding me.
That does result in this passageway collapsing in front of him. Scramble is going to have to get back to his original position for the end of the turn because he cannot rest there, but because two creatures cannot occupy the same spot. But that spot is still available, it's just this passageway is no longer a passage.
I'm finally in. What did I miss?
They're in a terrifying situation.
Oh.
Kendra is going to have an aneurysm, and Tazzol is under attack by vampires.
Yep.
Well, alrighty then.
So,
I'm gonna roll for Scramble next.
mm-hmm.
No. And then I'm going to roll in. Shush.
Kennedy's mother.
I'm gonna roll an uproar for Scramble, and I get 3 of those.
Which causes.
So, uproar. It just makes it so it prevents anyone from falling asleep.
Okay.
But I need you to do a con save.
Okay. Houndoom con save?
Yes.
Houndoom con is a +2. Alright, boom. 15.
Fuck. Okay, you take half damage. 2d8 for 3 rounds. I'm so confused.
I'm also confused what you're doing.
I'm doing an uproar, but it says
Let me go
a 60-foot circle, 2d8 for 3 rounds. I don't know what for 3 rounds.
It's gonna put the fire down, and they're gonna, if they start in it, they're gonna be burned and take damage.
I searched Gleek. God damn it.
That would be my guess of D&D knowledge. It's firewall.
No. Uproar is you cause an uproar on the battlefield in 60 circles and ready for those 3 rounds of combat. During uproar, your action. Oh, this is locking him into this. He can't do anything else now. During uproar, your action is spent continuing the move. So for the next 3 turns, it doesn't spend power points, but he has to continue doing uproar for the next 3 turns. Any creature in its range is waked and prevented from falling asleep. So nobody within 60 feet of Scramble can fall asleep. And this is in addition, creatures in the area, all creatures in the area at the start of their turn must make a con save against your move DC, taking normal damage on fail. So this is everybody. So let's see.
Shit, I don't want to do that.
60 feet of Scramble.
You have a fireball the room? Well, no one's safe
cool.
from that.
That's the whole cave. So,
D&D
Can we
joke.
start over?
You gonna? What did you want to? I want to cast fireball. What did you want to
So,
cast? Fireball. Are you sure about
Scramble
that? I cast fireball.
is going to lock himself in for the next 3 turns, causing everybody in the cave to take 2d8 damage a turn.
Is this fireball?
No, this is Scramble.
Okay, I'll just do the Houndoom damage right now.
You can choose. This is gonna be. Here's what we're gonna do. To simplify the way this works, Scramble, are you going to do uproar or are you going to abort ship? I will offer you the opportunity to abort.
I'm going to abort because I didn't know that's what it did.
Okay, so you're aborting that move. What is Scramble actually doing?
What kind of moveset thing?
I'll do a leech seed.
So the balance to that, if you're wondering, Trevor, by D&D standards, is that would have hurt all of your mons too. A leech seed on Hoopst.
The dog.
Make a ranged attack against the dog. To seed him.
Yeah, that's like one. That's like a good one you want to use when you're like surrounded or in a certain area.
They've got me surrounded, those poor bastards.
Yeah.
Dog. What's the plus to that? Nothing?
No.
Oh, so you do not succeed in seeding the dog.
I got a 15.
Yeah, and as I said, you do not succeed in seeding the dog.
Fuck you.
Damn.
So they got more AC. They got more AC than 15. So let's deal with Kendra now.
No, Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Give me a fucking second. I have too many mons. Okay.
I didn't realize how fucking badass I'm
It is badass. It is only balanced around the fact that it's one of those moves you can't use when you're in a team fight.
Yeah.
Hunter,
Yeah, or you have to angle it.
am I at advantage for hitting
Against-
the Marowak?
With who?
Marshall.
No.
Fire damage.
You have him backed into a corner, but you don't have him surrounded.
Oh, no.
Okay. He's gonna do a mud slap. Fuck. Why does he have to whiff now? Okay. Whatever. My turn, I guess.
Well, we still have something to do with as Kendra, though.
That's why I said it's my turn.
Oh,
Kendra's gonna see this. And Tazzol can probably just see it from around the corner. But
See what?
her eyes are gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna give a description. Give me a fucking second.
Oh,
Stop interrupting. Jeez.
sorry. I'm trying to write my notes here. Okay, let's go.
So what Kendra's gonna do is two things. Just seeing this alone, she gets so fucking mad that the wings on her back and her persona, she just gives off like a murderous aura, and her wings get even brighter than they previously. As this is happening, she's gonna call Lance and draw the pistol with the poison in it at the same time.
Okay. So calls forth Honedge, who is going to hover behind you, and draws forth your weapon.
Pointing it at Clay, and she says, "Ball your mind. Call them off. Now."
Clay, understanding the weapon you're holding and that there's now a ghost sword behind you, puts his hands up, but he goes, I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in, Kendra.
You're one to talk.
Kendra, make a perception check. In your rage, make a perception check.
In my
I
rage.
found out what character Kennedy would play in a normal D&D game. She would be an ASMR barbarian.
A barbarian. Fantastic. Kendra, with your heightened senses, despite being blinded by anger, you are able to notice a dull blue crackling on the walls, and you notice that Lance is very focused on something that's standing behind you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck me.
What the
So-
fuck is that?
Clay, with his hands up, just kind of nods behind you, and it's at that moment you realize what is behind you right now. As this frog-like creature runs a big, slimy tongue around its lips, and the electricity behind its head just crackles.
I'm gonna tell Lance. I'm gonna tell Clay to take a step back. Does he follow?
He sort of like looks behind him and then looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but there ain't exactly a step back to take.
Not my fucking problem.
This guy.
Honey, you grew up with me. You should know better." A whip-like tongue, by the way. This purple whip-like tongue goes, and you feel a little wind and a splash of saliva just skirt by the side of your ear. You won't miss twice.
I'm gonna have Lance grab Fister's mask.
Okay. Clay will do nothing to stop Lance from scooping the mask up, as he's now hovering next to you and holding the mask. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that important to you?
What do you want?
I just want to talk.
Bullshit.
We have mutual interests.
Yeah, I'm sure you think so.
A certain someone that I think matters to both of us has appeared recently.
Appeared? Oh. And who might that be? Because as far as I'm aware, you don't give a shit about anyone yourself.
Could say the same thing about you, Kendra, but there might be a certain gentleman who I have a particular grudge against and you have a particular fondness of, who you might want to know the whereabouts of. So can we talk?
That depends. Because as far as I'm aware right now, you're not me. And last time we fought
You lost.
outside of this world, you tried to kill me. Well, not saying that I didn't deserve it. I did destroy your entire fucking army and your lackeys back home.
Yeah, your father destroyed my operation. You're a wannabe vigilante. But, point being that I want you to focus on, last time we fought, you lost. And you're gonna lose again. So it's in your best interest to hear me out.
Okay. Go ahead.
A certain father figure, I believe, is making waves in the upper void. I have a problem with that, and I think you do too.
I don't know.
I'd like to confirm whether he's the one I think he is, but you're able to get closer to him than I am.
What makes you think that I give a shit what the fuck happens to Void?
Well, for one thing, you're a member now, but regardless of your wavering loyalty, I don't think you need to care what happens to Void. I think you need to care what happens to Blake.
Speak his name again, and I will shoot you in the chest. And don't worry, I won't miss this time.
Hey, that's fine, dear. You won't leave this cave alive either.
Not a problem with me.
Which again is why it's in our best interest to not escalate if we can help it. I'm not particularly interested in dying here, and I'm sure you're not either.
Not escalate. Oh, that's funny coming from you, seeing as you're too much of a pussy to come and talk to me alone. You had to cheat, as you always do, because you're too much of a failure, clearly, as you showed me and my father long ago, when you couldn't even handle that yourself.
See, this is big talk coming from the person who's using 4 mods while I've got 2. Technically 5 with your little friend. Probably not, because you are actively paying attention to not being stabbed by Cassandra.
Yeah.
Big talk coming from the 4 user, huh? Brought 2, you brought 4, and you think you're big shit. Kind of hypocritical, don't
you
you think?
also bought 4 with some advantages. You honestly think I didn't know that you were fucking testing Pokemon? Oh, please. You think that I am cheating, coming in here with 4 actual Pokemon that haven't been messed with?
The dogs belong to the bitches. The mutts, and they're after the other one. They're just riding my coattails. I'm here for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You just happen to be traveling, as you're so good at doing with troublemakers.
Oh, yeah. So tell me, how bad is Daddy finally fucking up your plan again this time? You really couldn't handle him, so you had to come to me. How pathetic.
I'm not sure you really understand the situation, both that you currently find yourself in or with your father.
Well,
I
seeing
have
as
reason to believe your father. This is why it's difficult to discern, because only people of particularly high clearance even know who they are. I believe your father has entered this world as well, and he might be among the Solaris.
not my problem. If he takes over this organization and makes it what it was back home, I'm not afraid of him, and I'm not afraid what he would do with it.
See, as much as I love your dear old dad, you're vastly overestimating his abilities.
And I
Your
think
father's going to die as soon as the soul figures out who he is. And it's in my best interest to not let that happen as well.
And why would that happen? So you can try and take over another organization and fail again.
I
Not
have unfinished business with your family.
right. So what exactly do you want? Because all I'm hearing is a bunch of bullshit as you.
What I'm looking for is a mutual agreement.
A mutual agreement about you trying to kill my father and me assisting. I don't fucking think so.
About information.
Information.
As much as I despise your methods, girlie, you've been good at drumming up information.
No. Not my fault. Your organization is such shit.
I have to watch my step a little bit more, as a position of authority grants me more watchful eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure. What information do you want exactly?
Confirmation of my theory. We need to figure out who Mars is, and if it is a certain blade, I'd like to get closer to him. Have a chance. Much
I
like
am not letting you anywhere near my father. Not again. Not now. Not ever.
don't think you appreciate the severity of the situation.
And I don't think you understand your severity of that situation either.
Dying in this cave is really appealing to you.
My situation's very severe.
Do you know what that little toy of yours is loaded with?
Oh, I know very well what it's loaded with. I was able to test it. Thanks
Do
to
you
the
really know though?
Oh, I know exactly.
Because if you do, you'd be a lot more concerned about the 100 times potency source behind you.
Correct. I do. But, I would worry more about yourself than me.
Look, kid, I don't think you understand much about how void
No,
works.
I don't think you understand.
I am not strong enough to take over this organization. I'm fighting for my life as it is.
I'm about to suffocate.
fighting for your life.
I can't even.
Why is that? How does it feel to finally be on the bottom of someone else's? How does it feel to have to climb all the way up from the fucking bottom instead of getting it handed to you like my dad gave you your job? You had everything you could have wanted.
Boy, you certainly weighed hypocritical, don't you, kid? Daddy's little girl had everything she ever wanted, never struggled a day in her life, and you're gonna talk down to me. But that's not the point here. The point...
I had to work for what I needed.
You didn't work for a damn thing in your life, you lying little hypocrite. But it's not the point.
You know I had to train from a grunt all the way up to the top, just like everyone else. My dad made sure of that.
No, what I know is that your coddling father made sure you couldn't fail even when you fucking tried.
Fucking wrong. I earned that right.
Whether you believe me or not that you were given everything you ever think you are, the point here is not that we need to rehash this argument. I'm not capable of what I want to be capable of. And that's the facts.
You were never able
But as much as it pains me to say I could have defeated your father alone, there are more powerful people than your father here.
Oh, I'm sure.
And Blake is going to die with me at this rate. Part of me is not willing to let that happen.
What makes you think that I should believe you? After everything you've done to me, my father, our organization, my family, what makes you believe, or what makes you think that I should fucking believe you now?
Frankly, dear, I don't care if you believe me or not. But your options are either to work with me here, or everybody in this cave is gonna die, except the 2 vampire bitches.
Vampire bitches. Now that's a new one. I'm sure that they'll appreciate that. And I'll make sure to tell them.
Well, they're vividly aware of you. You can't threaten me with much.
Oh.
We don't work from a position of understanding. We work from a position of mutual interest.
Mutual interest.
Cassandra,
So what is
how
it
have you been?
they want exactly? Mutual interest.
They want your little boyfriend.
My little boyfriend. Oh no. We're just friends. If you actually had grid information like you say you do, you should know that by now. However, forms are not as good as you thought they were. That's why I've always been better than you, Clay. Maybe not in training Pokemon, but everything else, yeah.
Denial, hypocrisy, you haven't changed. I don't really care what he is to you. You just wanted to know what the vampire bitches were after. Right about now, that kid's probably white as the snow on the top of the mountain. Drained of every bit of life that was left in him.
Yeah, I doubt that.
So, yet another reason, it behooves you, dear, to work with me. Not asking for much. I'll find you again in a few weeks. We'll trade information. If we can agree to that, we all walk out of this cave alive.
Good luck with that, Clay. And as I say that, I take the metal band out of my waistband and hit it on the rock wall.
Okay. For
I'll
those
see you again later, Clay.
who don't remember what this means, everybody who is not a flyer, Chloe and Lance are immune to this. Everybody who is not a flyer is going to need to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This does not include Nickelback because he's too far away.
So wait, what's the radius?
Okay.
I'm confused.
Where you tinged,
So here.
everybody up to Piplup.
So just Marshall.
For you, it's going to be Marshall and yourself. And Clay needs to do 3. It's going to look like this.
Okay, so this is
Okay, so I've got a success and I've got 2 successes and a failure. While Clay's the only one that failed. There's 2 Pokemon passed. Sugarcoat, that's a beautiful.
Marshall's good. And finally myself.
Okay. So we're looking for a 15 on that one. And so it looks like you're all but one of you were good. I don't know who that first one was, but
I don't know what that one is either.
somebody failed. We don't know who it was.
As far as I'm aware, we all passed. I passed, Marshall passed, Greywind. and
Anybody who failed loses their footing and collapses to the ground. Everybody on this side of this line is going to be ejected from the cave. Everybody on the other side of that line is going to be ejected deeper into the cave. As an enormous head splits the earth, coming to the sign of the summon. So you, lot, I'm going to grab. You have been ejected out of the cave. We'll come back to you.
I can't see.
Oh, that's problematic. I'm going to have to add I'm going to give Firebolt a bajillion range so you can watch what happens here. Boom. You should be able to see through Firebolt now, yeah?
This is not how you said it was going to go.
He emerges up through the ground, and as he looks around, he's like, you can hear the groaning sound that to him is talking, which you need the pitchfork to hear. Tazzol might be able to talk to him. He emerges up through the ground, and he looks around, and you can hear... As you do as you were told, and you hold it up to your ear while it's ringing, you can go, "Oh, I did not expect such a crowded welcome. Clear the way, little ones."
Everyone was on the other side. What's his name?
The Houndoom is petrified.
Get
all of your
Sugarcoat, hit him.
all of your Pokemon are just like, all the Pokemon who've seen this before are like afraid but understanding. The Houndoom is like tail between the legs, like, oh shit!
Get Sugarcoat, hit him. Let's just walk up and
Hit the hound.
You'll still have to attack him. You'll still have to attack him
just
because
runs
he's still tough, so it still has to hurt him. So you can try.
up. Good. Alright.
He's still got thick skin.
Alright, let me see.
Tazzol, you will hear the sound of the Forge Master emerging from the ground,
Run!
and the yelping of several. So Piplup runs up with a flipper and goes to spank the Houndoom on the ass, attempting to hurt it. It doesn't actually hurt him, but he's like terrified. He like darts out of the cave. The Forge Master, of course, not being a hostile entity, lets him go. He just kind of watches him go. He's like, "Oh, where are you going, little one?"
Hunter, where are you right now?
You have been ejected with some measurable amount of force to the entrance to the cave. We will get to you in a moment.
Okay. Tazzol, run, motherfucker, run!
Tazzol, it is at this point that Cassandra is backed up by a second sister and an almost full health dog.
Run.
Run. Yeah. Nice seeing you again.
You take your eyes off them, like just kind of like quick glance away, and like a weeping angel, she's just on you. Now both of them. The dog was running up behind.
The memories of the weeping angels make me hurt. They're so scary.
Tazzol, fucking run, dude.
In this disturbing harmony,
back away.
you can hear them hum, "Goodness, you're bleeding. What a wonderful feeling." They're both licking their lips.
Well, why don't you abandon me like you did the last decade and get out of here?
Ouch.
For the second time.
Tazzol, they let you go, almost disturbingly, as you can hear them mocking you down the tunnel. "We got what we wanted."
What did you say?
What?
You hear it's this echoing whisper of the two sisters chiming together, "We got what we wanted."
Oh, are you kidding me? I thought you wanted to talk about stuff.
As you back into the tunnel, sort of looking away from them, you notice the entrance is plugged by a massive steel figure who's like, "Whoa." He's not meaning to be in the way, but he's very much in the way, blocking your ability to exit the tunnel.
Hey. How's it going? Yeah, these are the crazy ones. Can I get out of here?
He sort of tilts your head as he's like glancing around. He's looking for the tuning fork, and he doesn't see Kendra.
Oh. I'll activate my my speak with animals, and I'll turn and be like, "Hey bitches, watch this." And I'll use my speak with animals, and so we can talk a little bit. So,
once again, much like weeping angels, the moment you look away from them long enough, they are just there. They're faster than you can believe.
Yeah, it's not good.
They have no reaction to the giant fucking mega steelers.
No, they don't give a fuck.
They do not.
They'll probably just bug out. That's pretty much what they'll do.
As you speak with animals toward the Forge Master, he goes, "I was called, but I do not see the young woman here."
Yeah, I think when you showed up, I think she got pushed out in another to the other direction of where you're. That way.
"Oh, I see.
You got separated.
I did not expect such a crowded welcome. Let's meet them outside, shall we?"
Yes, please. Can I join you? Pokemon, let's
Okay,
go.
Tazzol. You are accompanied outside. As you see emerge from the tunnel, this is you, Kendra.
With my perception,
you-
can I see what they thought of that? Or do they not give a fuck?
You want to discern what's on their faces?
Yeah, because I was like, watch this.
You can see they're like,
I have powers of my own.
They're like smiling maniacally. They seem very pleased. All right, you all end up outside of the tunnel.
Not Bella and Cassandra.
You all end up outside of the tunnel, and the Forge Master turns around to see Kendra. And Kendra, as you are still holding the tuning fork, which is ringing, and I'm assuming you're holding it correctly as he instructed you to, he looks over you and he goes,
"Hello, dear. I apologize for the entrance.
It is quite all right.
Is this another friend of yours?
No, no, it is not.
I see. Just an encounter then.
An unwelcome encounter.
Of what do you wish to speak?
I was hoping you could get us out of here. Or them. Far, far away.
You seek asylum.
I was wondering if you could take them somewhere. Far, far away from here.
Do they consent to the travel?
Sure.
he looks down at Clay, goes,
Do you, little one, consent to the travel?
Clay looks up at this groaning steel giant and goes, you have made some interesting friends.
Indeed I have.
I have no idea what you're saying, you big lummox.
Don't be rude. And I'll point the gun at him. I'll be like, don't be fucking rude.
Bitch.
You see Toxtricity behind him lazily lifts its arm up and turns its hand into a finger gun, which is pointed at you.
Kennedy? Or
Yep.
Kendra?
At Kendra. He
I'm
literally
like,
just
thank
has
God I ain't getting
his
pointed at
he literally just has his two fingers like pointed straight out with his thumb pointed up like it's cocked back. And his head is just like lazily slipped over to the side. And Clay's like, we've been over this, dear. You're not intimidating me. What do you want, big guy?
Wait, can I roll an intimidation check real quick?
You may.
Where is it?
Tazzol, as you find your way outside with your part, Marshall and all of other Kendra's Pokemon are going to rush over to her, seeing her. They all rush over to her side. Your Pokemon try to get up with you, and you can just hear this like maniacal laughter behind you. As the two sisters are staying very close behind you.
I'm gonna have
Does it-
Scramble throw one of the eggs in the face of the Toxtricity. I'm just gonna look at Clay and go, let her rip, boys. And fucking
Roll me a dexterity-based attack.
How do I do that?
Roll me a d20 plus Scramble's dex.
D20. Yes!
Nice.
Okay. This is going to go one of three ways. Time for a DM emphasis roll. Emphasis roll!
Oh yeah.
I hate it when that happens. That's not a usable roll. Emphasis roll
two
two.
shitty rolls for the emphasis roll.
Yeah, those are the same result, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. 4. The Toxtricity is splattered by enough yolk to temporarily blind him. And as he reels back, he's like, yeah. He's like, he makes this really weird croaking sound as he is basically a giant frog. Greywind, who is recovering from being thrown out of the tunnel and has not noticed Tazzol leave yet. Greywind, as this thing is flopping around, and he runs his hand back behind him to scrape off some of the yolk. You see Greywind get pierced by a bright purple barb.
No!
And collapse to the ground.
God damn it. Fuck.
Greywind is immediately unconscious. And as he finally wipes the yolk from his eyes, he's like, ha ha ha. It takes him several minutes of rubbing his eyes before he'll be able to see properly again. He isn't even aware that Greywind has been injected with pure toxicity poison.
Oh my god. Tal's gonna turn around and be like, you two stay there, don't move. And I'll go over to Greywind.
Greywind smells you approaching, and they kind of like lift their head up off the ground and kind of whimper a little bit.
And I'll tell Clay, I'm like, do you have something for this?
For what? Oh,
Your little thing. I already know how this shit is. Happened to me.
why don't you ask your partner here? It's her fault that just happened.
My fault.
Actually,
You got anything for that?
your little grunt party is a problem. I don't know who you told to start shooting random people, but this shit's happened to me before, and I'll actually lift up and show him the injury.
The scar.
Yeah,
The scar.
that particular weaponization of my partner was not with my consent. You were lucky enough to get hit with the synthetic version. Your dog there, well, not so
Tazzol,
much.
ball him up.
Kendra, it looks like you and me now have another bargaining chip in the works. Toxicity can cure that if you are nice to him.
Nice to him.
But we're gonna need a deal, like I said.
Can Tazzol hear this?
Oh yes.
Tazzol, what do you say?
Tazzol, it's worth noting you've looked away from the sisters long enough that you can feel their breath on your neck.
God fucking damn it. Are you two gonna help me, or are you just gonna stand there?
Help you? That's a lot of nerve.
How can we help you, brother?
Hope for something better after a decade.
We are here to help. You just don't see it yet.
But what is it you want right now? Go ahead, brother. Ask for help.
Is Kendra hearing this?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Coward. Always a coward.
No. Not really a coward, more needing to be apparently solo and do things myself.
We can help with that.
Apparently you can't depend on anybody, especially family.
That's the attitude we like. You gotta be strong.
I will well, I don't think the big guy, I highly doubt the big guy would have any help on this. So,
You can ask. I mean, the Forge Master.
he's pretty badass. Yeah, I'll ask.
The
him
Forge
why-
Master is just watching
Kendra,
this.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna message it to you so it's a little bit of surprise because I want to see if it works.
Sure.
Another thing I could do, but I'm not gonna take off yet.
Sure. what's your plan?
Hold on.
No, I'm talking about Tazzol. You said I have to.
Oh, I was thinking of just mounting up on my bird and taking off somewhere. One of the
You could potentially do that if you want. Is that your plan?
But Tazzol's not gonna abandon Kendra.
First of all, are you gonna ball him up, or are you leaving him out right now?
Hold on before you do anything.
Okay, before we do anything, let's see what her plan is. I'll wait a second. Josh, by the way, are you still here, buddy? I'm sorry, I saw you come in. I missed our session 0 earlier, so I didn't get to get you ready to be part of this whole endeavor. But
no, I'm still here. I lost power at the start, so I couldn't jump on.
no, I remember that. So I'm not. It's cool. I'll just see if you're still here, because when this situation resolves, we're talking about trying to finish your character, so you can join in with us, at least for the later half of the session today.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's see what your idea is, Candy. Do you want me to answer that in secret as well?
Up to you.
Yeah, I'll ask the Forge Master if he knows any way of curing these poisoning problems from his Pokemon, if he knows anything like that. And if he doesn't,
I already did that,
oh, you did that? Okay.
Hunter. I already did that. Remember?
You haven't done a persuasion,
He asked for their permission,
and he has not received it yet, though.
which would mean
So,
into the
actually,
category of everything.
I mistyped actually here. It's not what I meant to do. I meant to not. This is the wrong check. I need you to make this check if you want to do this, because you are. I don't know if I want to say this out loud, but you would in fact be lying, which requires a check, particularly against very.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Particularly against very socially intelligent creatures like Forge Master.
It wouldn't be against Forge Master, though. It'd be against Clay.
Well, you're lying to Clay, but you're also lying to Forge Master that you have Clay's consent to do this. You are lying to both of them.
Yes.
You are capable of lying to both of them with a 19.
The real gangster is here.
But first, before we do that, because it will interrupt Tazzol's ability to do what he wants to do. Tazzol, you want to ask the Forge Master something. You are still in speak with Steelix mode. Yep.
Are you able? Do you know, Forge Master? Do you know any way to get rid of this poison?
Let me see the little one.
As he sort of moves the earth itself to bring Greywind over to him and lift him up to his eye level.
This is a particularly difficult toxin. I believe the user of the poison may be able to remove it. Else, you would need a particularly skilled medicine worker to remove the toxin without draining him of all else.
So,
I'll ask.
Tazzol, as this is gonna be a very big coincidence, but as soon as he says this, you just hear Kendra say, she'll just sigh, and then she'll be like, deal, but heal him first.
Glad we could see eye to eye.
Hey, big guy, fix your fuck up. He goes, He reaches down, he places one of his fingers on the wound that he created, and you can see Greywind restored to consciousness as this purple viscous goo flows out of him back into toxicity.
There! See, that wasn't so hard, now was it?
It wasn't so bad. So are we okay?
Sounds like we've got a deal, Kendra. You're not gonna see any more of me for at least a couple weeks.
Does he nod?
God.
Clay?
Yes.
Sure. He will give you a physical affirmation where he's like,
Sure, we've got a deal.
Hunter, you know what that means.
Forge Master, seeing this nod of approval, you haven't spoken out loud to Forge Master the second half of your plan yet.
As soon as no, I already did.
You told Forge Master to transport them far, far away. You have not spoken the secret part of this yet out loud.
Tail swipes the shit out of them, and they say the void are fucking up.
So
Okay,
he will scoop all three creatures up into his mouth.
Clay is struggling at this point. As soon as he nods, a big smirk and an evil grin just appears on Kendra's face.
All three
As
of them are.
they're scooped up, Clay's thrashing around, freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then Kendra looks at the Forge Master, and she just says, "Put them somewhere far, far away from. Potentially somewhere with snow."
Nice.
They wish to go to Snow Point. I can arrange this.
The inside of the Forge Master's mouth will begin to glow a very rotative hue of pink, blue, and yellow. And Clay and his three Pokemon will vanish from within it. You just hear Clay going, you just hear Clay yelling, just, "Ah!" and he's gone.
Yes!
And I said, "Oh, don't forget the girls as well, Forge Master. They would like to go as well."
Do the two of you wish to travel?
Unless they would like to leave on their own.
To Snow Point as well.
I'm going to roll an intimidation check.
Cassandra and Bella do something that neither of you expect. They stand right in front of the Forge Master's face, and they speak back to him.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to roll an intimidation check anyway.
Okay. Yeah, you are unsuccessful in intimidating the sisters. The two of them sort of giggle at your attempts. They're like, ooh, scary. Tazzol, you cannot believe your ears as you hear them begin to speak in labored grunts.
Oh,
In a bit, we borrowed from our dear brother. Where are you taking us?
The Forge Master will turn to you, Kendra, and go,
These two do not appear to wish to travel.
I guess we can let them do their own thing, go their own way.
We will leave of our own volition.
If they leave of their own volition, then that is fine.
in a plume of cackling black smoke, the two of them just evaporate off into the...
That's pretty cool. I don't know why I like that, but that was good. The fucking gray with the squiggly lines was so perfect.
Exactly. It's just a little plume of black smoke. And the two of you, now left outside with the Forge Master, combat succeeds for the time being. Greywind is still very much unconscious, though not poisoned.
Tazzol's probably gonna be
And he,
like slow yet heavy, like
Yep.
gasping, breathing from this.
obviously not doing very well.
Like
and
he's
Kendra.
trying to be a little bit tough, but at the same time just fucking losing his shit.
Kendra, it is at this time, your endurance and ability to maintain Phoenix time is absolutely over.
Yeah.
Tazzol, you will see, even from where you're standing, this amount of exertion causes Kendra to just fall to her knees.
Walk over and just sit.
The wings dissipate and just like shatter like glass.
So, as this happens, she'll be on all fours, basically on the ground. Like, her arms are supporting her front.
Mm-hmm.
And Lance is gonna come up front and lay the mask underneath Kendra.
The cracked mask, which is now missing the standard glowing eye, is laid in front of Kendra.
And she's gonna start hyperventilating.
As Lance just sort of looks down solemnly and sheathes himself.
So Nickelback will be here. And Taz will sit down. Like, just kind of sit back, like, just plop back and lean up against Nickelback since he's like a fucking literal rock.
The Forge Master is going to temporarily revert to a smaller figure to make it easier to interact with the three of you. And he will position himself behind, sort of three-dimensionally, you can imagine he's sort of facing from the other direction.
Right.
He looks down at the mask and he goes,
"This one is lost. Not destroyed, but lost."
Can I pick the mask up and put it over my face? Like I usually do?
You could, but that is an interesting thing to choose to do. I'm not sure if Kendra would allow you to take the mask away from her right now.
Like, Tazzol kind of...
Kendra cannot hear this. She is so, like, distraught.
Is it still on the ground? No, still on the ground.
So, Tazzle's sitting on the ground in front of Kendra, right? And he sees this. Yeah. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Firebolt has tears in his eyes, even Scramble. Fucking Marshall's bawling in the fucking corner. And all of a sudden, you just hear, like, this guttural, like, fucking screaming come out of Kendra's mouth. Like what you would hear of a mother that had just, like, heard that her child was killed. Like, that kind of fucking distraught scream.
I'm gonna roll for Tazzle having a heart attack since he's so stressed.
Oh boy.
His emotional and just... emotional, physical, just so many...
He cannot hear anything right now.
I can't even breathe, and
Hear
now she's
what the
scared.
fucking Forge Master just said because the tuning fork is not even near her face.
Oh.
Tazzle
Yeah.
is in this moment. In Kendra's moment of severe grief, everything goes deathly quiet.
And that's why...
And Kendra and Tazzle, this time the two of you together, in dead silence, you see the Forge Master's mouth moving, but there's no sound until you just see the big clock tower in the middle of town stop ticking. And the world goes very, very black. And you are brought to a place the two of you recognize disturbingly well. As I will now transport the scene here.
Kendra can't even comprehend that.
Oh, hey.
She's just still fucking screaming.
It is a scream that is eaten by the void. As two very solemn, this time not so childlike entities will speak to you. I sense that somebody is running out of time. Kendra, this voice is speaking directly into your mind, and it pierces you like a headache, overpowering even your own grief, though mixing with it in a painful, ear-splitting cry.
Hearing this, she'll put a hand on top of the mask and she's still crying. She's still devastated. Tazzol has never seen her this bad.
Tazzle's like trying to tell her like things, but you can't hear him. You're like, oh, Forge Master said blah 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 blah.
The creature, the two of you are just so out of it, you don't even realize that you're interacting with the two cosmic entities again. One of which will chime in to both of your heads. Do you fear death?
A little bit. It's expected. Actually, technically, I died.
Yeah.
Correct?
You.
Partially, at least.
Partially, yeah.
Or at least could have. In some times you did. In some places you did. Not this one. Their voices mix and they repeat. This will sober, even distraught Kendra, as the question just rings, bringing a whole menagerie of thoughts to your head. The two voices together echo, do you fear death?
No. Not in this one.
Do you fear his death?
Yes.
Would you like a way out?
Yes.
Do you know what we're going to ask you?
No.
We can spare him, but it will cost. Would you sacrifice time, or would you sacrifice something more physical? Would you sacrifice the nature of your very being? Or would you sacrifice your own time?
My nature?
Yeah,
Or time?
yeah.
Depends on how much of the time.
That depends. How much do you want to give him? The creature you wish for is already of a different plane. It's not something you can simply trade a human lifespan for. No, the cost of your time will be very different. You will not be losing years of your own life. It's not so simple. Tazzol, as they're having this conversation, in Kendra's mind, they keep repeating the same words to you. Do you feel death?
A little bit. Yes.
Do you seek power to avoid death?
I don't know, what's the trade-off?
Would you sacrifice your very nature? Or would you sacrifice your time?
No, I don't think so. Neither.
I'm afraid we cannot help you without a sacrifice. You must be chained, or you will die.
I don't know what I'm getting in either situation out of character. I don't know what I'm giving, so I don't know how to decide this.
God, I'm gonna become.
You also haven't asked for any questions, have you?
I asked what kind of time. It depends on the time.
And they said they have told you you will not be trading your mortal lifespan.
Then what kind of time am I giving?
Eternity.
Eternity. What does that mean?
To alter the nature of your being, you rob yourself of eternity.
I don't know what that means.
It means you will become a soul that has no place to go.
Purgatory.
Perhaps if that is what you understand it as. But in this case, I will claim you at your end.
And the nature of my very being? What does that entail?
The sacrifice of your very body. You will become something more, something harder to kill. But you will never have this self again. And at the end, I will claim.
Will I look the same, but be different?
If you choose to be. The nature of your new being will cause looks to be less meaningful.
Can you show me these outcomes?
What do you wish to see?
Both options.
Okay. Gaze into my eyes. Blue or pink?
Blue.
Gazing into the eyes of the blue figure known as Time. You see an image of the battle that just transpired. But this time, when you enter into your Phoenix time, it is not as if you are moving faster. It is as if everything else ceases to move and is no longer capable of interacting with you. You feel as though when you enter your Phoenix time in this augmented perception of a could-be reality, you are entering into the same zone that Lance takes you to talk. And the world around you stands very still. Until you choose to exit that plane.
I'm going to look at the pink one now.
Okay. In the pink one's eyes, nothing seems very different at first. And then, as if you're playing a VR game, you're able to like interact with this like pseudo world around you. And you see a book. It's your journal. It's you, but like 8 years ago. And you're trying to grab for this book. And your hand turns to mist and passes through it. And suddenly, as you focus on that hand, your feet turn to mist and you fall through the floor. And much like a dream, you are jerked back into this reality.
Out of character, Hunter, like last time, can you explain this to me?
What was the first one again? I kind of slightly missed
In the first one, so this is your chance to use your ghost specialty to augment your Phoenix time.
To stop time?
If you take time, he will allow you to freely transport yourself between the distortion world and the real world while in Phoenix time. And in the distortion world, time moves at a very different pace. This will almost allow you to stop time in the real world. But time will continue at the normal rate for you. This will have consequences, which you will not know until you use the power for quite some time. But on the surface, it means during Phoenix time, you will appear to be teleporting, for lack of a better term. A bit like the way Nightcrawler works if you're a Marvel fan.
God damn it! One of my top 3 favorites. God damn it!
Your Phoenix time will allow you to.
Well, I know what Tazzle wants.
So
your Phoenix time will allow you to travel into a different plane, which will give you, for each round you spend in that. So basically, you have 10 rounds of Phoenix time as is right now, right? To an outside observer, you could exhaust all 10 of those rounds in a single round. You could spend all 10 of those rounds in one round in the other world.
And do a fuck ton of damage at one time, and no one would ever know.
Yeah. Hunter just named my favorite.
You cannot.
A fucking superhero.
Yeah, there you go. So one of the consequences of this is because you are in a different realm, you can observe the real world, but you cannot directly interact with it until you exit the distortion world.
Okay.
So it is essentially the pause button. I don't want to deal with this right now. Pause.
Pause button.
So when he says you're trading time, your perception of time will be forever changed. And the way time passes for Kendra will be forever changed. And your soul, for lack of a better word, will belong to time at the end.
So you took ghost type, huh?
And the other one, I can just phase through things.
The other one will allow you to take on the very nature of ghost types when you're in Phoenix time. And one of the powers of Phoenix time will become limited intangibility. I'm trying to recover. You'll have to give me a moment.
Oh my goodness gracious, your crash made it so Mr. Fister could come back. Would you look at that? He's alive and well.
Mr.
Take my big boy.
It's not my fault that Mr. Fister took 10
million damage.
Was that English? He took like 50 damage, yes.
He took a lot more than 50 damage, dude.
Okay, he took like 60. Okay, fuck off.
Dear, he took like 80.
He rolled a 32.
He rolled a 39, and it was weak, so he was doubled.
Fuck you.
All right. I've recovered my Discord. Now I just have to recover the Roll20, because of course I do. Restore pages. Yes, please. All right. What was I going to do? Oh, yes. So, as I was saying, sir, I will need to, as we progress forward, make you tokens for all of your Pokemon as well. I'm not going to be able to do all that right now. That takes a little bit of time. Do you fear death?
Oh, you have no idea.
That's a fantastic rebuttal to my quoting. God damn it. Would you trade something precious to avoid death?
Yeah.
Would you trade
Maybe.
what you are? Would you trade your time? We can offer you the strength to overcome those vampiric sisters.
Oh, that would be so nice.
But you'll have to trade.
Think about whatever they.
But if you are concerned about the reward, look into my eye.
Alright, I'll look.
Okay, there,
the blue
Ghost
one.
Rider.
I'll look into the blue one first, because the yellow one looks like he's about to yell at me.
All right. You look into the blue one. You look into the eyes of time itself. And you feel strangely light, strangely like your head is just empty for a moment. And you have this profound perception. Tazzol is already good at seeing things, but in this way, you have this moment of clarity where you can see a hummingbird's wings flapping one frame at a second. You see a bumblebee as if it's just hovering there, its wings not moving. You maintain this concentration for a few seconds before you have to shake it off and everything returns to normal speed. And you grip your chest for a moment because you realize that during that time, your heartbeat was just immensely quick.
Damn. Literally losing time. Alright. How about the other guy?
Staring into the eyes of the creature of space and eternity, you are transported to a memory. A memory of when you were grappled in the recent battle. Only in this memory, in the split second that Cassandra tries to grab you, you feel your legs push off the ground with an immense force, and you are able to hover midair long enough that she loses track of you before you come down, both feet on the back of her neck, and end the situation.
Oh my god.
Go with that one.
Oh my god.
The drop kick was just some flair. The important thing was the hovering.
Right. I agree.
Go with the second one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the.
So, out of character, your options are the ability to shorten. You're essentially You are trading lifespan by increasing your bodily functions exponentially. Your heart rate and your breathing will increase in speed to the point of like a small bird's would. But in response, everything about you will be multiplied by that same rate. So you're trading however many seconds of your life per second, but also increasing everything about you physically by that same multiplier.
Yes.
If you multiply your heartbeat by 10, you are thinking, perceiving, hearing, smelling, moving 10 times faster for the duration of that time.
Oh man.
Else, you alter the nature of your very being and you trade yourself, and through some mechanism of physiology, you will gain the ability not to fly freely through the air, but to sort of reduce the rate at which you fall and to become much lighter at your will. It's as if you gain the ability to transform your bone structure to and from hollification. So you can push off the ground with all the force of your mammified reinforced bone, but then stay in the air with hollow, flapped bird physiology.
So it's a bit more better than the previous one that was just generally lighter.
You can choose between your strength or agility forms. The agility form giving you some ability to hover.
Strength and agility, they're two different forms of that same thing?
Well, your strength form is your normal form. This is you as a mammal, as a human.
Okay, yeah.
You would be gaining the ability to morph your physiology into this more floaty form, more bird-like. If someone like Kennedy, who understood skeletal physiology, saw you in this form, they would sort of recognize the way your spine would be kind of pushed forward.
Right. Oh, that's so cool. The first one.
And then the trade-off, of course, for this one, other than the fact you're selling your soul to the god of space, when you're in your bird form, there's a reason bird bones break so easily.
Yeah. It's true.
So you become very weak to physical damage in the
So I would gain vulnerability to probably
physical damage.
More blunt than anything, or physical in general.
So of course your AC would go up because you're now floating.
Oh, that's a good point.
So you're harder to hit, but if you get hit, it's gonna hurt.
Okay. Damn. This is a pretty good level 2 version of bird type. That's what I hoped for. That's why it's so tough. Okay.
Kennedy, do you think his choices are as good as yours?
Yes.
Kennedy says you should pick number 2. I choose number 2.
You choose number 2 also?
I want to be able to float. I want to be able to fly.
I do. Plus that would kind of, well, not really in a way, but how long would that be able to stay in that form?
Until you choose to no longer be in that form.
You also have to think about it this way. You have all of the knowledge of a ranger. When you're flying on a bird, you're basically light as a feather, so they can carry 2 people now.
Right, I was going to ask about, that's why I was wondering if there was a time limit, because then Atticus
there is no,
be able to fly at whatever speed.
There is no time limit for you in this form. You just maintain the trade-off. You just maintain the trade-off.
I become a skeleton with blunt force vulnerability.
You become
okay.
Your back will always be, tilted forward. Your arms will look a little bit elongated because you will have essentially light. You kind of become like a human flying squirrel almost, but it's like
that's still fucking cool as hell.
Except without the extra skin.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't gain the flaps to allow you to properly. Your method of hovering is more arcane in nature.
Right. I have to make myself a squirrel suit.
But
like
I said, though there is no trade-off, though there is no time limit, you maintain the increased AC, but you will take double damage from physical attacks.
Right. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll do the second one. Yeah, makes sense. Damn.
You feel capable of things that no human should be capable of. But much like Kendra, who has not shared this feeling with you, there is a hole far deeper inside of you than your heart. Something is now missing. Something belongs to space.
Well, Tazzol gets a lot of that.
And you, sir, are ejected from this zone. Meanwhile, in some far-off land, Jerry. who has acquired a new sprite, I think. Nope, it's just broken. Or it's like he wanted to acquire a new sprite, but it didn't fully update. Oh, your Warhammer 40k sprite. Jerry, you far off somewhere, having recently been yanked into this world against your will, you fall asleep after a long day of trying to figure out what's going on, and in your dreamscape, you are greeted by two childish entities hiding behind glows of blue and pink light. And they speak to you without speaking out loud. They chime in your head together. You're special. You're different. You're new. Dad's chosen. Would you like to play the game?
I would like to play the game.
He wants to play. He likes to play the game. Would you like to be a better toy?
No, I would not like to be a toy.
Well, you're
What are you-
already a toy. Would you like to be a better one?
Sure. I suppose I could be a better toy. But first you have to tell me what being a better toy means.
The blue creature will offer you this advice. I can offer you a change that will represent becoming what you could have been in much time. And the pink one will chime in and say, I can offer you a change that will make you something you could have been in a different place. Would you like the gift of time or the gift of space?
What's the catch of accepting either one?
Oh, no catch yet. You're just getting started. Just keep playing the game. Keep being interesting.
I suppose I'll take the gift of space.
He doesn't even
asking what it is. Love it.
he doesn't even need to know. This one is brave. Look into my eyes. Jerry,
Alrighty.
as you look into the eyes of the pink one, my name is Space, and you will accept my gift. I will change you into a you from another place.
Alrighty. I say very nervously.
Okay. Space won the day today. It's 2 to 3.
Time won last time, so
It's true. They have to be in constant flux or they get ego.
I have one gift from each, so I don't know how they're gonna do when I die and they have to share my. We'll see.
Well, you have a gift from each, but you belong to time now. Jerry doesn't belong to anyone yet. We'll see who he gets chosen by. But Jerry, as your ghost type speciality, you know an awful lot about the occult. You know an awful lot about the arcane. You are the crazy old coot that most people don't believe, but you're the right one. You know things that most people don't even believe exist. You know them to be true and you understand them. And space will pluck a you from a world where you are part of that arcane world and transpose you with that you. Jerry, you are proficient in stealth, correct? And what else?
Let's see. It's stealth, survival, arcana, and animal handling.
Jerry, you gain the ability to transform your body temporarily into any of the 3 ghastly materials. This means becoming a shadow, a ball of gas, or a will-o-wisp temporarily, and taking on the attributes of that form. He calls this ability to your face ghastly transformation. And the price you pay for such power, your eyes, even when you are in your standard form, are no longer human. There's no white to your eyes. They are all black, with a single cat-like slit. It changes color depending on what the most recent form you've used is. In this way, the natural world will know you are not part of it. You are banished back to whatever bush you were sleeping under for cover, or whatever tent you were hiding in, or wherever it happened to be that you had fallen asleep into this dreamscape. You are banished. You will awake with no memory of whether or not this event actually happened. But if you focus on one of the main ghost archetypes that you know so much about, you will find yourself not just understanding them, but becoming one of them for a limited time. What this will entail for you, you'll have to learn through experimentation.
Oh.
Ghastly transformation is what you've gained, named after the standard ghastly ghost type Pokemon. So,
already,
that is a arcane ability you have gained by being so closely intertwined with ghosts.
It's pretty damn cool. Got some good stuff to do.
Let's head back. This will be the standard duo of Taz and Kendra. If you want to bring yourselves back out, your Pokemon are getting a little concerned. Like, where'd they go? You just disappeared to their sakes, and you will reappear now. What the fuck? You're rotated.
I'm just floating. I'm accidentally hovering. I'm still fucking floating like in circles.
Why are you fucking rotated?
I know, that was weird. Let me try that again.
Do it again.
I updated your default. I updated your token to fix it. I don't know what the fuck just happened there.
Hey, you fixed my max health too. I don't know why it was at 50. It was. 47. That was weird. Like it was saying 47 with.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just good like that. I don't know. Anyway, Kendra.
Nice.
You come back from this dreamscape. Not sure if you're truly capable of more than when you left. But you're holding a mask that means an awful lot to you. What are you going to do with it?
Put it on my face.
You son of a bitch! It's not even my wife, Mama. We have a special bond.
At the moment, it's just like wearing a piece of bone.
Oh, so I'll tell her as I'm really floating there. I'll be like, hey, that Forge Master said that he's not completely, he's lost, but he's not gone.
That's
So
what
we're
the
all
others
good,
said.
man.
But
I
I'm
tried
not
to tell
sure.
you that, and then I don't know, we just kind of poofed.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna sit crisscross with the mask in my lap,
Mm-hmm.
just in my hand. Close my eyes, and I'm gonna picture in my mind the room, my spirit room,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try and go there.
Tazzol, to your perspective, Kendra's wings start to reform, but they look like, instead of the flaming phoenix wings that they were in her previous battle, these are like tendrils of fire interconnecting broken pieces of purple glass.
And they're shattered because she's
And she becomes partially translucent. If you reached out to grab her right now, you'd be unable to make contact with her. But she is still visible in there.
Tazzle will walk up and kind of reach out.
Your tap just goes straight through, like reaching through
I'm
fog.
sure Lance will pop out at this point, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going?" He's like, "What?"
Lance
And then
will
he'll try
meet
to
you
smack. No.
in your shadow realm, your spirit realm, your
My
room.
room.
Shocked and odd to see you here. Oh, hi.
Mr. Fister is gone. He's
think so?
lost somewhere. I know so. I've been by time and space itself. I need to get him back, but I don't know how.
He was here not very long ago.
Can you guide me to where he is now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Could you please try?
I think maybe you can find him on your own, though.
I don't know how to do that.
We often have to do things we don't really know how to do. See that
Sure.
mask you're holding?
Yes.
And Kendra, at this point, you realize that unlike every other time you've been to the spirit realm, if you glance behind you, you can see your physical body.
Ooh,
Oh, you were
fancy.
Doctor Strange. You're in the spirit realm, or whatever they called it. Yes.
This is like, you have managed to partially plane walk, because you have not mastered the ability to fully plane walk.
Astral projection. Sort of. Not projection.
Yes,
but-
that's pretty much what's going on here. But you're gonna have to go to the other side.
I will do whatever I have to.
Do you remember when we met?
I do.
Wasn't the best terms.
No, it wasn't.
Just remember, no hard feelings.
I know what you're going to do. Go for it.
I was about to
And in
stab her
a-
in the face.
Welching sound that is uncomfortable to even imagine. Lance is
Tazzle's just floating around having a great time, and then he's a joke, and he turns around and he's like, "What the fuck was that?" And he's like, "No, not again!"
Stop it as I float away.
Tazzle. You see Lance unsheath, float up in front of her face while you are casually floating in the air, and just impale Kendra.
Again.
Why is it?
While they are both-
fucked up?
Still entirely intangible. You couldn't pull him out even if you wanted to.
As you remember from last time.
You fucking stick burner, I'm gonna get you one day.
He forces you, Kendra, into the other realm. And Tazzle, what you can see, but Kendra, what you do not see, her wings that are now sprouted, those broken shards of glass, every once in a while, one of the pieces snaps off, shatters on the ground.
Oh no.
And they begin to decay very slowly as the tendrils lose their luster and move toward her. It becomes obvious to you from the outside that she is on a timer.
I'm like waving. Doing like
You waving your arms, of course. You waving your arms, of course, causes you to lift into the air. You're like, ah!
Shut up, this thing is insane. It's so cool yet I don't know how to control it.
Firebolt is very concerned. Marshall is still crying from the death of
Marshall, grab my hands! Take my
Firebolt's
strong
like,
hand!
Scramble's just throwing eggs at Kendra, being like, she'll wake up eventually!
Firebolt's like actively reaching, like, get off, get
First one
off,
to hit her in the
no.
face evolves.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just like swinging wildly. Kendra, you are in a dark place. Your feet are touching something solid, but you can't see what it is, and it's just darkness all around you, except for a single wooden door.
I'ma open it.
And as you reach for this door, as soon as your hand touches that handle, you are greeted with the most vivid, intense flashback that makes you realize that this door is your childhood bedroom. And that's where we're gonna leave it for today.
Fuck you!
Thank God I don't have to work this week.
I do, you
I know.
motherfucker! No!
You gotta have vacation time.
No! I have tomorrow off. No!
Well, I'll play again tomorrow. Oh, we could. I'm off the next, let's see, tonight, next 10 days? So next Wednesday. The next Wednesday, the Wednesday after.
Please, I can't lose Mr. Fister. I can't. I will.
bring out Couchelet and he starts going crazy.
You're gonna
I don't think
lose.
you understand. I almost broke down earlier. For this fictional character that has nothing to do with me in real life, I almost fucking broke down and cried. Okay, I can't deal with this.
Kennedy,
What do you
Is
want,
it-
motherfucker?
going to eat you alive to not know
Yes.
Mr. Fister's
Yes,
fate.
it is. Yes, it is.
all week.
Yes. I don't think you understand. I don't know why I've bonded with Mr. Fister so much or so quickly, but I just have, and I don't know why.
There's just so
And it
much.
will literally kill me all fucking week.
So that was a really good moment at the beginning of the session when he just got nuked immediately by Marowak.
That was insane.
Why? Pin drop silence.
Are you ready? Let's play. You grab a hold of a door. And flashbacks of the dozens, hundreds of times you've opened this door, all at the same time, flood into your mind. And suddenly, that door is a lot taller than it should be. But you look down, and the door didn't get any bigger, you got smaller. Lance has become a lifeless wooden sword with no tassel or eyes, just a piece of wood, a plank. And you are little 7 to 8 year old Kendra before things got complicated.
I know
And you
where you're
enter-
going with this, and you're a bitch.
You enter into your childhood bedroom. And for a moment, it's easy to lose track of what's going on. And you feel like a kid who just had a bad dream. There's no Team Void. There's no Lance. There's no time, space. There's just your room and your parents sitting on your bed waiting for you.
God, you're a fucker.
And you have to try very hard to hold on to reality because every fiber of your being wants to slip into this new reality and stay here. And your father is the first to speak to you. And he just smiles and says, "Oh, you're finally awake, Kendra. How is my little Spitfire, huh?"
Not good, Daddy. Not good.
Well, that's not good to hear. What's wrong?
I lost my friend.
Lost your friend? Which one?
You don't know him.
I bet I do. You know your dad knows an awful lot of people.
It's not a person.
Oh. And you can see your late mother lean in and go, "It's her agent, dear Venus." Oh dear. Can I help you find him?
I don't think you'll know how.
Oh, how come? Have some faith in your old man. Where'd you lose him?
He's dead.
Your parents both have this perplexed look on their face. Well,
He's dying. I gotta find him.
so he's not dead then, dear. Where did you last see him?
I just hold up the mask.
Yes, and as you hold up the mask, it is now your favorite childhood stuffed animal.
Oh, fuck you!
Oh, is that him?
No.
Okay, was that his?
No, it was a mask. A skull.
Oh, he had a mask on before. Oh, so you lost his mask.
No, he's a Pokemon. He wore a skull mask.
Oh. We have any? I don't know. I've never heard of such a thing around here.
He was a ghost.
Our daughter's psychotic.
He's
She's fucking
A ghost?
Send her to the ghost.
Now, honey, we don't believe in ghosts. We don't believe in ghosts, no, do we? But I bet we can help you find your friend. Let's go look for him, okay? And you have a large, caring, fatherly hand reached out, waiting for you to grab.
I'm not gonna take it.
Oh, come on, dear. I'm just trying to help you. Come on, it's your old man.
I don't trust you.
That hurts my feelings, dear. I'm gonna
You're
make
not
your old
real.
man cry. What do you mean?
You're not real.
What are you talking about, dear?
This isn't real. Mommy's dead. Mommy's
Somebody-
dead. This is real.
Your mother is going to speak up and go, I think somebody's pretty tired.
Nope. And I'm gonna try and leave.
The door that you reach for no longer has a handle.
Fuck you!
Break it. Battering ram.
As your parents get off of the bed and you look back at them, it's like there's something missing and you can't tell what. Like their features are
Different.
ever so slightly wrong. Where are you going? Come back.
Nope. Stranger danger. Stranger danger!
Oh, come on, dear. Don't be so rude to your friend.
You're not my family. I want Mr. Fister. He's gone. He's dying. I gotta get him.
You're not making any sense. You're being hysterical.
You're lying to me. You're playing games with me.
Oh, come now. You love to play games. Tazzol, Kendra's wings are about a third of the way burned off.
Marshall, pull me down.
Pull me down! There's this hilarious scene happening right outside the mine that Kendra can't see any of, where Marshall just like, oh! Jumping. He's so short too. He's like 3 feet tall and he has no legs to jump with, so he's just trying so hard.
It's funny, speaking about the mask, so this is the scene you're gonna be seeing. Is you remember when he's in jail and Jim Carrey's trying to call his dog up to jump and he's like, put some effort into it!
Yeah, put some effort into it.
Come on, Milo. Come on!
So Tazzol's freaking out over here.
I know I told you not to jump,
Kennedy,
but put some effort into it.
the closer these figures get to you, the more warped and dissimilar to your parents they become. You notice your father's hands have 6 fingers and your mother's eye is missing its color, details of that nature.
So as you're doing this, Chloe will come up and she'll push me down, angle me down, and be like,
I'm gonna remember my Phoenix time, and I'm gonna start screaming at them.
Okay.
Trying to activate.
What?
Your scream projects as a wave of orange smoke that blows the illusion of the room completely away. And the 2 figures lose their human appearance and are now just black amorphous tendrils that fade into the darkness around them.
Can Piplup do a single bubble at Kendra's weirdiness?
You can try, but I can already tell you that it will pass through her, as all things will at the moment.
Okay.
Though she may feel it in a manner of speaking, if you try. For better or worse. Kendra, you return to your normal body. Lance now a proper short sword once again. And looking up at you like, well, that was terrifying.
Kendra, your wings have fallen off.
No, I'm still in my mindscape.
Yeah, Castle's trying to talk to you, but you just can't.
I was going to say to those dark entities before I left, or apparently left that room, I was gonna scream at them, I will not lose another family member because of me. I will not allow that to happen again.
In the same, your scream projects that same situation, but now there is words and emphasis behind it. For a brief second, Lance points off in a direction, and you see a small flickering red light, and it pulses back and forth, just like Fister's eye would do in his mask.
I'm gonna fucking run to it, and I'm gonna keep screaming, I will not lose another family member again. I will not lose him to this.
Kendra, make me an Arcana check.
Shit!
Is she still holding his mask, his skull mask, or is it on the ground now since she's like...
She is now. It had turned into a stuffed animal in that vision, but it is the mask proper.
Fuck me.
That was including your new proficiency?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. You rolled just high enough to not dissipate the guidance entirely, but you hit a wall, a barrier, and the little red light can't hear or see you right now.
I'm just going to start continue.
It's just floating haphazardly. If it had a face attached to it, you can almost imagine in your head the way it is jostling about. It's looking around like a lost puppy would, just scared, alone, looking for any semblance of comfort in the darkness.
Oh, don't tell me that. I'm literally gonna start crying. I'm gonna see this, and obviously she's gonna freak out, but she's gonna close her eyes and she's gonna breathe, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and I'm gonna put a hand on the barrier, and I'm gonna imagine it as a piece of glass, and I'm gonna open my eyes with a look of fucking sheer will and determination on my face, and I'm just gonna start smashing it with my fist, trying to break it, imagining that it's glass.
Tazzol, you see?
In my bird form, she's punching me in the face. I forgot to turn it off. I forgot to turn it off.
Tazzol, you see the ends of the wings where they are at currently glow twice as bright. And the rate at which they are dissolving accelerates.
Alright,
Kendra, in your mind...
Make an Arcana or Religion? I don't know if that's gonna matter, because it's...
Do what?
Arcana
What is your goal?
Religion, to see if I can think of any other way to...
You can try.
Fix this from weird experiences seeing it, even though I'm never really in it.
You can try, but you do not have much capability yourself, so you can see what you know.
Yeah, just by general. Okay.
You can try. You can try an Arcana check. Kendra, as you maintain this image of a piece of glass, you can feel your hands begin to bloody as you're just punching this dense glass wall. Yeah, Tazzol, you're at a loss. You have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah. Shit.
But after what feels like eternity, you see a glass chip come off. And another chip. And these cracks begin to jut out through the glass. But it hurts a lot. Your hands are bleeding. Your knuckles are cracked. Can you maintain conviction through that pain?
I'm going to try. So while I'm doing that with one hand, I'm going to reach back, grab the mask, and I'm going to put it as high as I possibly can. Like, reach my arm straight up and place it on the glass so it's facing him. And I'm just going to be screaming his name, and then the same thing over and over again. I will not lose anyone again. Not anymore. While
she does
over and over.
This is the best thing I can probably do. So, am I able to grab and/or touch the mask that she's holding, even in her?
The mask, you can.
Okay, can I don't want to interrupt anything you guys are doing, but as she's doing that, can I attempt to pour or whatever I can do with a potion on the mask to see if it does anything while she's...
You could.
So I'll use up a potion.
A regular potion?
Yeah, just to...
You will see the crack in the mask becomes a little bit thinner. It begins to close.
Okay, so just... You don't want me to roll anything else past just using it? Okay.
You just consumed your potion, that's all.
Okay.
And Kendra, you will notice in the spirit realm you're in, the crack of the mask glow a faint gold color. And as you basically break your hand to get through this glass barrier, it finally shatters, and the little red light turns, noticing the noise. And the darkness around it takes a familiar shape, just lacking the skull mask.
As soon as it breaks, I'm just gonna scream his name, be like, Mister!
And he looks back at you, And as soon as he notices who you are and what you're holding, it's like he begins to reach for you, though he has a lack of hands. He has the implication that he's like reaching out for you before one of the tendrils from before reaches up and pierces him through the middle and drags him down into the darkness. Kendra, roll me one of two things. You can either attempt to use your newfound arcana, or more viscerally, you can attempt survival.
They're the same thing.
But they are different
Methods.
they are different in nature. The bonus is the same, but they are different in nature.
Yeah, even like athletics and acrobatics.
Arcana. 11. Oh man. You're making my life real hard here. You have enough wherewithal with your new ability to be in this world by choice to follow the tendrils into what is essentially a pool of ink. You are standing on the border of this pool of black liquid. No light is escaping this pool. What do you wish to do?
I'm just standing on a pool of black liquid.
You're standing on the essential shore of a pool of black liquid.
Into the liquid.
Okay. It immediately drops into this void-like density. Man, I so want to do a peek behind the curtain here to tell you like how tense this situation is right now. Holy fuck.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm feeling it. My shit rolls aren't fucking helping, so...
A 4 and a 5 on the die. Oh.
I know how you feel.
Alright. You are now in this pool of something. As you fall, it's like falling down the rabbit hole to Wonderland. It's just visions of objects that kind of mean something to you and scenes of fragments of random memories just passing you by until eventually you start falling through things that haven't happened yet. And you're stopped, dead, like hitting a bottom, looking at the scene of Mr. Fister being hit by that bone. Something you didn't see in actuality. You are now seeing with your own eyes. And you are able to feel through Mr. Fister what he was feeling in that moment. It was pride, it was happiness in setting up this ambush, and it all ended in fear. He was so afraid, as he felt nothing but a searing pain. He never saw his assailant, but he saw the boot that crushed him to the ground and snuffed out the last of his light. And you are made to feel that deep fear for yourself. What would you like to do?
I will pour my last 2 potions. Knowing what the mask did, I'll pour my last 2 potions on it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I think so. Yes.
The crack on the mask will manage to, like, ossify itself. It's like new bone formations forming on top of the crack, so it closes up.
And that was 2 of them. That's all I had for that.
Kendra, as you are there, like, in this for anyone who's ever truly been afraid for their life, it's really a feeling you can't articulate unless you've had it. This is the feeling of having a weapon piercing near your organs. This is the feeling of a vehicle going too fast to stop, missing you by inches. This is the feeling of standing in front of a train with not enough time to get out of the way. You are plunged into that. What do you do?
Kendra has felt this feeling before. It is a familiar thing to her, unfortunately, but it is familiar. She would be shaken. She would be scared by this familiar feeling. She would feel probably everything he felt and more, because it is her friend watching her die and she can't do anything about it. But at the same time, I would say she would not be as shaken as much since she has that familiar feeling. And just remembering and watching her friend die and knowing she wasn't there to help her, or help him, I should say, it would give her grief, but it would also make her angry.
Okay.
And infuriated.
Okay.
Not only at Clay, but at herself for not being there.
Okay.
So in this moment, she would clutch the mask to her chest and probably once again scream. But and then again, her wings would probably pop out, not from her being angry at Clay, but being mad at herself.
Okay.
And then she would scream, "I'm sorry," and then probably scream his name and then say, "Give him back." And then just say, "I'm sorry."
Is this theater of the mind fantastic for anybody else? This Alice in Wonderland pit with a scared young girl just screaming and crying about losing her friend?
I hate you for it. Great imagery, but I hate you for it.
For full disclosure, I'm going to tell you that this is your last chance to save your friend.
I know.
Your scream is heard by whatever it is that took that little red ball. It is being clutched by a black tendril in front of you now, as if it responded to your anguish. You now realize this is what's left of Mr. Pfister, and it forms into like this little tendril of his own that not really, it's as close as he can make to a hand. He's like reaching out for you. From the feelings that you just described to me, you have 3 tendrils of your own emanating from your feet. There is a deep, dark purple, which invokes the feeling of depressive anguish. This is the smallest of them. There is a larger one, which is a vibrant royal blue that is all of the sadness of watching a loved one die. And there is a bright, fiery orange one, which is the largest of all, that is anger. At yourself, at Clay, and most of all, just the situation you're in. These stand juxtaposed to a much stronger arm-like tendril holding Mr. Fister. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna see this. Wings out at the ready. From just the fear, the anguish, and everything. Tendrils, everything. I'm gonna see this. And in my rage at myself and at the creature before me, I'm just gonna start mumbling. It's gonna sound like mumbling at first. Kind of sounds like I'm speaking gibberish. But you can see like how red my getting from the pain, the suffering, everything. And I'm just gonna, it's probably the tendril behind me is gonna grow. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on you.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them probably will.
Mm-hmm.
As I just, everything flashes before my mind. How I met Fister, how we came to be friends, how we came to be close, all the memories that we've shared, everything of that flashes. And then I have his mask, and I'm just gonna point the mask at the creature and Mr. Fister. And in as much determination and willpower as I can, I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs, give him back. And then in my mind's eye, I'm gonna have it so that the tendrils, they don't attack the creature, but they try and grab the tendril that is attached to Mr. Fister, and it's gonna break it. That's what.
Can I do one
That
thing
is-
too before I don't want to mess
Sure.
up this fantastic story mode because this is I'm nervous of even saying anything.
Go ahead.
Obviously 2 things. So what I want to do, this is a fucking long shot. Talk
Okay.
about long distance communication. So
Take a shot.
what I want to do, and this is okay. So first, what I want to do is go, because nothing seems to be really working. She can't hear me. Tazzol tried to, even though he technically can't hold her hand or anything. He'll put his hand towards where hers would be, and at the same, he'll kneel down, put his hand where hers would be, and put one hand on the ground, being on one knee, and he'll beg for, I can't remember his name. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but I'll beg for the Gengar to help out.
Gomez?
Gomez.
You're asking for Gomez?
I will literally long shot call for Gomez to show up to help out. And
Tazzol.
assistance and long distance call.
Roll me. Animal handling.
Oh my god, if this...
I'm pretty sure it's plus 8. No, plus 8. 22.
Okay. A large purple entity appears in your shadow and sort of smiles at you. Goes, "You're not supposed to call me outside of the hotel.
Well, if I didn't do it now, probably wouldn't get much anymore. Our friend needs your help now.
What do you mean?
Well, look.
Oh, that's different. What are these? And he reaches out and he can grab and like ting the wing like a piece of tinsel. And you can see as he does, you can see they've grown to like nubs. They are like inches away from fusing with her back and forcibly exiting her from Phoenix time.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they are, but there's something special for her, and they're breaking away. So I beg of you to help out. Get in there. I don't know if you can do anything,
Well,
but she's in a ghost realm, I think.
I don't know where she went, but I can stop these from breaking for a little while.
Alright.
Watch, like this. And he licks his finger and he puts out the flame on the end of your wing.
Oh, that's cool. What?
That'll buy her some time.
And there's no way you can get in there? Join them?
No, not really. I don't know where she is. That's like me coming up to you and saying, this person is in that country somewhere. Go get them.
Yeah.
It's not really doable, you know? I need some directions.
You found me pretty well.
Well, I knew where you were.
Well, that's true. I knew I liked you.
But this will buy her some time. Even though her fire is pretty strong, it won't burn my goop off for a long time.
Okay. That's something, as long as something can help. Because her friend's dying, the one with the mask, as you can see.
Kendra, it is worth noting,
Mr. Fister.
were it not for Gomez's intervention, you had one role left in the Ghost Realm. That is no longer the case. Now the plan has changed a little bit. Gomez fades back into your shadow. Her wings no longer sparking. They are now like tipped in this black goop.
Hunter, did
That
you
is-
see my text?
Did I see your what?
My text.
I did. It is worth noting, before Gomez leaves, he goes, oh, let me get that for you. And he takes his little finger and he wipes it up under her nose. And you can see there was the start of a pretty serious nosebleed forming. And he just kind of like rubs this much less viscous fluid underneath her nose that kind of plugs it up and stops it from bleeding.
That's disturbing.
Oh, before he goes, can I be like, hey, go to the grass gym and tell my little phantom friend hello. Make friends. As he goes before he leaves.
Sure.
Caleb.
I mean, I'll try. I mean, let's see if he wants to talk.
I know he's very shy and timid, so be careful. But he's a good.
So
boy.
he disappears back into your shadow, going wherever it is he's going. Kendra's nosebleed has been cleaned because you couldn't touch her, so you couldn't have taken care of it on your own. And they're basically like tissue walruses, but made of Gomez sludge that are now in her nostrils. And the ends of her wings, which were smoldering with this fire, this ember, have now been quenched. They're slowly burning away whatever this is, but he seems to have bought her a lot of time. Both physically in her body giving out, and also her power giving out. Due to this, Kendra, you are not being banished from the Shadow Realm. Your cries of let him go have been heard, but there is always a price for bringing someone back.
Just dishing it all out today.
A second tendril will come forth and they form a scissor prepared to chop through the being of Mr. Pfister. But before they do, they reach over and form a second pair of scissors on your wings. And a third on Lance's tassel.
Oh my god.
And an eye emerges from the goop. And without saying a word, it asks you what you're willing to sacrifice. You can see that the scissors on Mr. Pfister are currently over his red orb, which is the essence of his very being. If they destroy that, you'll never see him again. The game now is what will you sacrifice and how much of him will they give back in exchange? A small black ball emerges from the goop, and it forms this Cheshire cat-like smile before opening a single large eye in the center of its mass. And the mouth speaks, and it just relays to you that nothing is free. You can have him back, but only under the law of equivalent exchange. What will you trade? Lance steps forward and positions the scissors over the core of his being. And looks back to you with a nod of affirmation. This is your chance to stop him.
Kendra, seeing this, looks between her two friends and does something I would assume this being, and you, Hunter, would not expect. Hold on. She takes out her Kabar hunting Bowie knife, drags it across the wrist, and then proceeds to cut her own wing.
Her what?
Cut her own wings.
Her own wing. Okay.
Wings. So
Wings.
so she cut both of her wrists. Bleeding proofies.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the remaining energy she has left, cuts her own wings off without giving the creature satisfaction.
The little orb that seems to be the judge, jury, executioner of whatever this is. What was originally just a smile intended to show its mouth from the darkness widens so far that it almost wraps around its entire head, and it begins to laugh hysterically. And it gets right down in your face, Kendra. Tazzol, in the real world, what's left of Kendra's wings in Gomez's goop ignites into pure fire. They're no longer wings. Her shoulder blades are literally on fire.
Oh.
And both of her wrists split open and begin to leak tangible blood onto the floor.
But I can't stop that.
You can interact with the blood, but there's not much you can do about the cuts.
He's like trying to scoop it back up and put it back in there. Hold it up. Put it back in.
He's like, no!
Stop doing this.
The little black orb floats right down into the quickly conscious fading face of Kendra. Lance is mortified as the scissors leave his body entirely and are no longer using him as an offer. He is mortified at what you just did. It's like, no, that was not an option. Fister, his mask gravitates out of your hands and just flings itself over to him and reattaches to him, and he is released from the tendrils. And that little black orb gets right down your face and goes, I accept. Kendra, you are thrust back into the real world. And you feel off your back what was left of those wings that were shattered from grief and burnt to their very limits through your battles evaporate into smoke. You look down and you see both of your wrists have become limp. You are no longer able to move your arms. Tazzol, she becomes physical again. As you can see the translucentness disappear, as she is now sitting in a puddle of her own blood, bleeding out fast.
I just so happened to be holding a knife and
The mask
Ow. Ow, ow.
bursts forward, and a ball of blackness appears out of seemingly nothing as a little red orb reignites in the eye socket.
Yes! My potions of 3 worked.
Tazzol.
Tazzol has no idea what just happened.
Just see
He
freaking
was
empty
talk-
potions
he was-
everywhere.
Happened. He was fucking talking to Gomez. Said, go make friends with my Pokemon. Turned back around. Saw that her fucking disintegrated. And the fact that she's bleeding profusely, all of a sudden fucking Lance appears out of nowhere and she's fucking bleeding out. And Mr. Fister is back. That's all.
So now we have an even juicier cliffhanger for next week.
Will Kendra die? Are her powers gone forever? The world may never know.
Mr. Fister's returned in full.
Time for a long rest.
What will happen to Kendra? Tune in next week to find out.
Piplup's bubbling her in the face. I'll clear it up.
Kendra,
Oh,
on top of
never mind.
on top of everything else that sucks about this situation, you kind of cough and sputter for a minute as your nose is still plugged.
Fucking great.
Firebolt. Burn this closed.
Firebolt, as soon as seeing that she is tangible again, he is mortified. Like, this dude is he's literally reaching down and scooping the blood. He's like trying to put it back.
Yeah, so what I'm doing? I think that's right. Seems about right.
This is a toddler that's watching its mother die. Like, he does not know what to do.
So I'm gonna say this, Hunter, and you can disagree, but this is what's gonna happen. Firebolt's gonna come over, gonna try and assist, like you said. Marshall gonna do the same thing. Scramble's also doing the same thing, doing his classic stupid shit, throwing eggs on the cuts. He'd be like, "This'll fix it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help."
Smacks you in the face with one.
Lance is fucking mortified. He takes himself out of Kendra's chest again, whips forward to the front of her. It's just like, what the f did you do? Why did you do that? I would have sacrificed myself.
He was ready.
Mr. Fister comes forward. Knowing everything that just happened, he is mortified. He's probably thinking, yes, I was terrified. I am happy to be back, but not at this cost. Not at this big a cost. He's very concerned. He knows Kendra is currently dying again, but this time it's real. Like, she gonna die. and he's just mortified, and he's like, I would rather died. And Kendra probably knows this. She sees him, sees his face. Duskull, Mr. Fister's gonna float up. She's gonna lift her head, following him, so that way they're straight on, looking at each other. And this is what's gonna happen. She's gonna look at him, smile, say, thank you, Almighty Sinnoh. And then she's gonna fall to the side, pass out. Blood everywhere. Her face, everything completely pale. She's unconscious.
Oh god. Makes sense. I like it.
She says, thank you, Sinnoh, and then passes out.
Now,
In the process of dying.
I agree with this story rendition. It is a little different than how I would have done it, but I agree with it. We'll make it canon, and I have to make you eat your words a little bit. You're unconscious, which means Kendra is now at 0 HP.
True.
I have 2 choices for you.
Hold
Choice
on.
A.
Hold on.
Wait.
Back from the dead.
Sure, he's back. I have 2 choices for you. Choice A. We tune in next week. Choice B.
We keep going.
Kendra can deal with this situation right now, and we'll know for next week what's going to happen.
I'll leave that up to the boys.
The next thing I'd probably do would be
So,
call up
you
my
guys
team, call up my bird, and fly her to the closest hospital.
it's either tune in next time or deal with this, or at least get Kendra sorted out one way or the other.
I'm good. It's up to Josh. I'm off.
Joshua.
Yeah, we can get that. No, we can get that sorted out real quick.
Okay. Kendra, you have 2 choices. Either you are going to roll me death saves right now, or I have an alternative quest / choice for you to make.
Depends on what the other option is.
Well, the options are either, you have 2 options. You are either going to roll me death saves right now and leave your fate up to chance, because Tazzol cannot get you to a hospital in time to save your life. It is up to chance. Yeah, I mean, she's already unconscious from blood loss.
Right.
Not happening. You would need a medical expert like here right now. So you can either leave it up to chance, and then it's the dice's fault, whatever happens to you.
Man, this
Or
is...
an entity. You met this entity. He's the one that said, I accept your price. You're going to find out what his price was, and you're going to pay it. You leave it up to chance and have a chance of losing everything, or losing just technically nothing, but other than the experience of having to heal from the injuries. So you take your 50-50 of losing Kendra, or do you pay the toll?
I mean, I'm gonna pay the toll anyway. It's not really like I have a choice.
Well, if you take the 50-50 shot, then you just survive the odds, then the toll is almost nothing, and you'll recover from it. If you take the 50-50 chance, the toll was that you're going to be in bad health for the foreseeable future from a suicide attempt. Otherwise, you're going to just pay the toll, and there's going to be a price. Because the price on the other chance, the price on one hand is a chance at losing Kendra. The price on the other hand is losing something else. So it's a chance of
you can say it. I know what it is.
So which option do you like?
Chance of losing Kendra. Chance of losing Phoenix time.
Well, you won't lose Phoenix time, but it will be
Not what I want.
forever. It'll be forever changed. Since you chose to cut your wings.
Cut my own wings. I did it
You did.
myself.
You did, which is why you made it. You made an unexpected decision, and I'm now offering you what the real consequences of that decision are. So, what is your preferred risk?
Okay, you're gonna have to repeat that because I just cut out for no reason.
What is your preferred risk? Are you risking Kendra, or are you risking Phoenix time?
You said this was unexpected?
Oh, sure, you totally took over that situation completely. But now I have generated the consequences of your actions, and I'm giving you a choice.
Lose my character?
Or lose your character's main feature.
You'd have to pass 3.
You said have it change.
Yes, well, you lose that feature and it will turn into something else.
Yeah, it won't be the exact same. You're just gonna have a different version of it. I mean, it could be close to the same. It could be half the time. You could have lost, half the ability's total power. Instead of 10 minutes, you get 5 minutes. You get 2 minutes. You never know.
So, and on the other hand, by the way, it's not lose your character. It's roll death saves, which could go either way. The dice will decide.
Once you hit 3 fails, you die. A natural.
You could roll. You could roll 15. You could roll 15, 12, 13, and there's no consequences. Or you could roll 1, 5, and you're dead.
Yeah, a 5 it means 2 out of the 3.
But also, I'm not rolling well today, so I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I mean,
So you're gambling with your character for the chance of no consequences, or you're taking a pretty serious consequence. Because I will tell you, as I say over and over again, although I provide something that a lot of DMs don't provide, which is something like you just had, that quest to acquire a friend who should be dead. Nothing is free.
and if it was,
I don't know what to do, because it also depends kind of on Tazzol, what he does.
Death and actions have consequences. Now, my third choice for you, this is a sort of a mulligan here, is you can think about it till next week.
Hunter, I'm doing this privately.
Yeah, private message me. Okay. Okay. The decision has been made. But for the sake of keeping this suspenseful for the boys, I'm not going to tell you what the decision was. See you next week, guys.
Great.
It's suspenseful for Kennedy because she doesn't know exactly what the consequences are, and it's suspenseful for you because you don't even know what she chose.
Which is why I did it.
If she dies, it's gonna change the whole game.
Wait, hold on, pause. Hunter, private message.
Don't abandon me now again.
There's so much going on. This was quite a session, everybody. Think back at everything that happened today.
What is it exact?
Oh.
Just pure? Oh, Jesus. Nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that's how those work. Mhm.
Hunter, have you seen?
Oh yeah, no, I see. No, I was looking for a way to not make you roll again, because if you rolled another 4 or 5, like, oh man.
Hold on, let me just see. Fuck you. That counts.
What'd you get?
No, that time was an 18. 4, 5, 18. I guess you should have taken. Well, you should have taken your time to roll those now.
That counts.
That counts for nothing.
It counts for everything.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Man.
So,
Would-
Suspense
I'm just gonna, these don't count, obviously, but I'm gonna.
Did
I
anybody
need.
imagine
Opera.
I would call for some Gomez long distance phone call?
1-1. 1 pass, 1 fail.
Signing factor.
2 passes.
I
2
would've
passes,
lived.
1 fail. Keep rolling. No, you gotta keep rolling until you get 3. You would have lived. But now we'll know next week.
Now we'll see. My way is more fun.
Next time on What the Fuck Are You Doing?
Next time on the Hisuino campaign, a new friend joins the party. Sacrifices have been made, tragedy has struck, and deals, which cost more than our friends and compatriots understand, have been made.
Oh my god. Those first two I broke so easily. Just the fact that I failed.
So, lots happened today, folks. This is a packed session.
Yeah.
You went into it terrified. How do you feel afterward?
Still terrified, but having fun. I got my friend back. That's all that matters.
Stakes are high.